start calling you Your Holiness. Your Holiness, Your Highness.
Yeah, first thing he's gonna want is apologies for all
Yes.
the shit he's had to
Yes.
put up with since
We
high
represent the half-breed party,
I want to put it in a suggestion box. Get all our gifts back.
the real majority.
Get all our
I
lacrosse
was,
sticks
told,
back.
I was told not to call myself a half-breed in front of people. I'm like, okay, I gotta start.
Yeah, because they can't tell.
Yeah, I know. Right?
They don't have fucking eyeballs.
Yeah. I was like, well, I don't know.
Just call yourself a Hoonji then.
Am I coming in clear?
I'm fucking black.
Okay, let's not spill water in the equipment now. Take it easy, boys.
Am I coming in clear?
Huh?
That's
Am I coming in clear?
Oh, no, I can turn you up. How's that?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, you can't hear shit, right? Let's see what's going on. Oh, I got the wrong. Sorry, I got too many buttons here.
I am orange,
There he is.
sir.
There you go.
There he is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
We got the sugar back.
Okay,
You got that nice
right up into that
mechanical
mic
keyboard,
when you
though.
speak to.
Right up here.
Yeah, just
right up
get it
on
right
it.
in your
There,
face. We got a lot of buttons here. Most places have like a whole team to do this, but you know we make it happen.
We only have one smart guy.
We have that DIY ethic. I'm gonna fix our.
We like to keep everything simple.
No, it's
Simple
it's
words.
DIY. That's how we market it.
Look at that. He's already telling you you're wrong. I guess he's chief material too.
Chief.
That's right. I know better. That's why you can't.
Both
Have,
of these men today have great chief
smartest man in the
characteristics and
world.
quality.
Yeah, that's why you can't have per cap because you idiots will spend it on cocaine and fucking.
I would.
Corvettes.
Non-compos mentis.
I would. Give me fucking casino
the
money.
face.
It's going right back in
Tastes
our
good.
fucking
Yeah,
community.
nice.
This dude's getting high as fuck.
Drug houses.
He's using drugs.
Oh,
Drug addict.
Oh, tattletale.
Terrible.
I think you just made me sway my vote.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I better do some drugs too. So I can
I'm not a snitch.
First of all, stop calling it drugs. You want to look hip? Jesus
It's
Christ.
medicine.
You want to appeal to the younger audience?
calm down, Reagan.
Yeah. Look, drugs are more fun than medicine. Let's be honest here.
True.
Like you sound like a douchebag when you're like, I gotta take my medicine. I'm gonna smudge up now.
You hear that, Justin? You're a douche. You're a fucking douche.
And you can advertise.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are the motherfucking Aboriginal Outlaws. I'm Wil Bear Sunday.
Johnny B.
Joshua, we need a third camera.
Just stop fucking with the cameras today.
Dude, YouTube is like fucking blowing up.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got 30 views. Oh, shit. Blowing up?
All 12 viewers.
We have 48. Oh, we have 48
Oh, shit. Whoa.
subscribers. I'll have you know that's like 47 more than any other podcast with us.
Yes. Well, not Gigi girls. They're smoking us.
Are they?
They're smoking us.
Oh, wow.
Their fucking reach is out in Washington, for Christ's sakes.
Is it? Hey, ours is on Australia, Europe.
Hey,
For realsies?
Hey.
Nice.
remember when we were at the Cannabis Cup
Yeah.
on that the radio station? Remember
Yeah.
we got fucking some viewers from like Germany.
Germany, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, fucking people
So-
around the world love Indians, dude.
They do.
That is true.
They're like, I just want to see a bunch of Indians smoke up. Yeah.
You know where
Tune
they're
in for that.
you know where they're obsessed with natives is in Germany.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like
It's weird.
it's weird, but it's I don't know.
Well, I
find it
mean,
interesting.
Hitler was saying we were the purest race.
But he also said that the U.S. had the right. That's where he got his idea for how to exterminate Jewish people.
I was just complimenting the fucker, and you're making him bad again.
Yeah. How could I insult Adolf Hitler?
I know. What the fuck? You're swaying my
That was a
vote,
joke,
there,
by
sir.
the way. I know.
Hey, man, he's a patron of the arts.
I'm just gonna hold that over your heads until June 4th. I'm like, who wants to vote the most? Huh? You want my vote? Give me a sandwich. Give me a breakfast sandwich. 2 sausage, 1 egg,
Put me on the meals
2
on
slices of
wheels,
cheese.
I want a burger and a steak and cheese.
Fuck, Will, you look like a spam guy.
You have to be this old to get free food, sir.
Give me a voucher to Kings. You get my vote.
We only kiss the elders' ass.
So we got a lot of ground to cover today, but I figure we can do a little bit of funny before we get serious. So,
Oh, we're gonna be serious.
Johnny B, you got some funny tales for us
Yeah.
there.
As you noticed, I wasn't driving my truck today.
Yeah.
I was taking an uncle down to Walmart the other day, and I had a fuel line explode under my hood. So I coasted right before the mobile station, Messina, right on that hill. Stopped. Got a ride home. Got a truck, another truck, and I got a big trailer to come get my truck. And as we got back to my vehicle, I was only gone probably about an hour and a half. We're getting the truck ready to load it on a trailer, and an unmarked trooper pulls up. And he asks if everything's all right. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. We're good. We're just getting a truck on the trailer. And then a legit state trooper pulls up and asks, are you all right? And I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? He asks if there's a truck fire or vehicle fire nearby. But he kept asking me if I'm all right. I totally forgot I was wearing my shirt that had the blood stain on the side. Yeah. I had a big blood stain right here, and the shirt says, I'm fine, right? And I just totally forgot out of everything that was happening. I was wearing this shirt. So then the fucking ambulance pulls up. An ambulance, the fire department, about 7 volunteer firemen. Yeah, pull up on 37. State troopers, and everybody's asking me if I'm all right. Yes, I'm all right, guys. I just gotta get the truck on the trailer. We're out of here. And I just totally forgot I got a big blood stain on the side of my shirt.
Maybe it was more disturbing to them that you're regularly wearing a blood-stained shirt.
Yeah. I was like, you should have seen the other shirt I was about to put on this morning. It has a big white dick on the front. I almost wore that.
You would have got all the gay cops.
I would have been
Like,
thrown
hey,
in jail.
hop in.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was hilarious because they were like actually legit concerned about me. Like, are you okay, man? I'm
Sir,
like,
how's
yeah.
your vision?
I'm like, oh,
Trooper was concerned about
fuck,
it.
I got the blood shirt on. Damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. They sent pretty much all of Messina Rescue to help me out.
Save you. To save Johnny B. We have to have
But I think somebody phoned in like a burning vehicle
Yeah.
Yeah.
around the area. So when I got back,
Then they thought
everybody
they were
showed
going to
up.
catch a serial killer.
Yeah, is your vehicle burning? I'm like, I don't think so. It's all right. Yeah.
Did it even smoke?
Just like a little bit when I first stopped.
Yeah.
Because it was spitting out fucking gas under the
Well, that's not good. Yeah. How the fuck did that even happen?
I have no idea.
Step on the gas too hard, your
I
foot's
was
too heavy?
and then I heard a pop, and then fucking
No shit.
I wouldn't go anymore. I was like, fuck me. I
Oh,
guess
you
we're
could
done.
hear it?
I guess we're done.
Yeah. Time for
But
a new
well,
truck.
yeah, with the price of gas nowadays, I should have put a fucking can under there so I
Yeah.
catch all my gas.
Yeah, we're on our way to the Mad Max future for sure.
Son of a bitch with
Yeah.
half a tank on the road.
See, my 4-cylinder Kia is a good idea. Looking like a good idea now, huh?
Not really.
I guess.
Not really. I got a shit.
Oh, we're all going to be driving golf carts soon.
Yeah, you got to paint that thing rainbow.
A lot of people riding bikes.
Yeah.
I see
Yeah.
it in the future. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have the Zoom thing. Do we even need to drive anywhere?
I don't know. Do you want to fucking do Zoom?
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah,
Zoom.
I don't
No.
like Zooming.
I'd rather be in person, but I can tolerate it.
Yeah.
It's different when you're sitting with people and you can read
It
body
is,
language
yeah.
and all that.
And they know you can hit them, so.
Ah,
They're a
see,
little nicer.
he wants to see who's lying.
Yeah.
Ah,
Well, the answer is everybody.
that's what he likes.
Isn't that a sad commentary?
If they're not lying to you, they're lying to themselves. And is it mental health what it's really all about? I'm Joshua Sargent. I approve of this message.
Can I hear you do that on CK1?
You can.
I guess we got 4 more weeks of hearing that fucking joke.
Oh, it never gets old. It gets
no,
funnier
man.
to me
It
every
kinda
time.
gets old.
He's gonna be if he gets in, he's gonna be doing it for the next 3 fucking years, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just gonna move to Canada and say I'm white. Leave me alone. I'm white.
I mean, you don't have to. They have a Mohawk Council over there.
Yeah.
You
I
can
didn't
just.
say fucking around here, Canada. You idiot.
Oh, you want to move to cool
Yeah, I'm
Canada?
gonna go up to where the fucking Eskimos are.
Yeah, that's not PC, sir.
I don't give a shit.
They like to be called ice people.
Ice people. The frost giants.
Winter is coming.
Brace yourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, it's warm in here already.
I have. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, man.
How's
You
that
know you
door?
brought the
Did you
Sasquatch
have
in
to
here.
have 2 bologna sandwiches before you came in, though?
Needed my strength to deal with you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put that air conditioner on.
Thank you, bitches.
The hat's kind of making your eyes disappear. So I don't know.
Off on.
So
what works better?
I wanna do like a little precursor here, leading up to our. Obviously, today's gonna get a tad political, which
Is
is
it?
good. Which is good, but I want to say this. How ironic is that now that it's coming out, what the tribe had done with that $80 million that was supposed to be dispersed to its community members, all of a sudden when that comes to light, they're like, oh, okay, here's your checks. And I'm like, oh, shit, it's not taking fucking a year and a half now to get it to us, huh?
Oh, yeah? I haven't checked Facebook yet. What's going on?
They put that money in a fucking account to earn interest.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which they weren't supposed to do.
Oh, they weren't supposed to do?
No.
Who's collecting the interest?
Exactly. Who was that going to go to?
Well, we'll let you know.
But now when that came to light, and they're like, they did what?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, here's your checks. There you go.
Why are people getting checks now?
I know you've been waiting a while for that.
They're in
one.
the mail.
Yeah, they're mailing them
Yeah,
out.
they're mailed out now.
They got
Some
mailed out
Friday and
yesterday.
Just in time
Monday.
for election season. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
So surprising.
How ironic.
Well, I needed that money for Christmas. We didn't have Christmas because we were counting on that money. Fuck you. Fuck all of you.
You're going to have a great 4th of July, though.
Oh,
You know, I'm gonna tell everybody it was you that got everybody their checks. Vote Josh Sargent. Yeah.
Hey, we have another candidate here, too.
I made that pledge yesterday at the cookout we had. I'll get your checks out right away.
Yeah.
You hear that? Isaac said it first.
Well, you know, I've seen. Let's introduce our guest first.
Yeah.
Was it really bothering you?
It is.
Okay.
My ADHD's going. Because people are going to be watching and be, well, there's our favorite outlaws, and who the fuck are these
We
guys?
would like to welcome back once again Mr. Isaac White. How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. Thanks for having me
I
again.
love the beadwork around the neck. You know, it should be a bolo tie, but
Yeah.
I'll excuse that.
No, you know what? I got to tell about that. When we were at caucus,
Yeah.
and Will and Josh called me out for wearing this, and I said, I wear this every fucking day. I'm not that guy, and I keep thinking about that. Like, I don't want to be that guy who, when there's pictures to be taken, and we all know that those guys, they wear the bolo tie, they wear their beads.
Yep,
It's like,
in the
fuck,
suit.
man, I don't want to be that guy.
I know you're gonna have to get your ears pierced.
Yes, you
soon.
I'll have you know this candidate has his ears pierced.
There
I'm
you
ready.
go.
I'm ready. I'm going to wear the
This is
wampum.
why I have you two sitting on the same bench.
So you
Instead
know
of
it's
doing
what's up.
split screen, we'll just have you guys sit next to each other.
You know I'm serious because I'll have the wampum on.
This might get physical.
Oh boy! When he's wearing his leathers and his wampum.
Oh, God. In the July sun.
And he's shirtless. He's
I won't be shirtless yet, sir. That 30 pounds is being stubborn.
fucking A. Didn't I tell you the 30 pounds? What a fucking cunt.
You know, today was the day, and then I
What a
looked up
cunt.
Doogie. Then I looked up Doogie, and it's like today is not the day because today is the day for tacos.
Every day's a day for tacos, sir.
Yeah.
True.
Did you have those yet?
I haven't had his new ones yet.
No, they're pretty good.
Oh yeah, I hope so.
Is that the truck over at,
It fucking tastes just like his old
Golden-
tacos.
Golden
What the hell are you
Nugget?
talking about?
Yeah,
I heard it's good.
They are. They're pretty
Yeah.
good.
he's gonna be set up today at. This doesn't matter, but he's gonna be set up today in Snai at Rob's.
Yeah.
You hear that, folks? Go and check out our friend Tacos and Tortas.
Yes.
Be sure to follow them on social media so that you know where they're going to be parked for the day.
That's right.
Don't be listening to us jackasses.
We'll be a week behind.
We're going to release it a week behind. Like, you just missed them. They were in Snide.
Yeah.
7 days ago.
And I would like to introduce my cousin. I love this man since the fucking sandbox. We've been together since we were shitting yellow. And he is probably one of the first advocates for cannabis use and mental health that I knew. He was talking about this shit fucking 12 years ago. And he's very knowledgeable on the benefits when it comes to physical and mental pain. And I know that he could bring something good to today's conversation. I'd like to introduce my cousin Justin Mitchell.
How's it going? How's it going?
AKA Okie Rips.
Oh, you're Okie Rips. I was
am?
wondering who
Okay.
that.
Okie Rips.
Okay.
Now, where'd you come up with Okie Rips?
Nickname from whenever I was younger.
Yeah.
And what I was trying to do was do ripping ships for Pokemon cards and stuff like that. So, I mean, Okie, rips, why not? Work. It was easy.
The real question is, what is the connection between Pokemon and stoners? Because that.
Don't
seems-
worry about that.
that seems-
Cheyenne, if you're going to be listening to this, you're a nerd guy that likes Pokemon. He's right here. Quit fucking with the bad boys. He's just going, well, let's just wait for your boyfriend to wind up in jail again. And then, he comes swooping in on a big white joint. Here you go. I got Pokemon cards. I got a rare Charizard.
You know, they
I
never,
actually do.
They never mean it when they say they want that nerdy guy. They don't really.
I highly doubt that.
I'm just playing.
Jesus. What do you got to get for a date? Run for tribal chief?
For real, right? Holy fuck.
Well, I'm hoping the three of us can put you all in the hot seat. Because this is the episode that I hope will influence some voters out there.
Will it?
Yeah, I plan to answer.
Yeah.
I plan to ask.
The moderator will be off camera.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see him anyways. Look at him.
So on that shopping list, third camera.
Third camera and
He's just mad because I said, Rob Saw looks like him.
yeah.
Like me?
No, like him.
Like John?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I didn't want to pick on Chief here, so
You didn't like that? You didn't like that
picked
comment?
on the nobody.
I didn't hear. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, the guy with the headphones didn't hear that.
Give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me make sure everything's recording.
4 hours later, no footage.
Yeah, last week we had an incident where we were recording audio, but the video was a little
Gotcha.
halfway through.
We've already established he's only semi-retarded sometimes.
That's right. It's
Semi.
Yeah.
There's a lot of buttons
Retarded.
going
He's
on.
fucking retarded. What are you, fucking retarded or something? Anyway.
You know, wait, I had something.
Yes.
Something that I remembered. I was listening to one of your podcasts, and I heard you say something about with your last name Sargent, and talked about Reginald's store in Snide.
Yeah.
Reginald's store. That's actually my grandparents.
Is it?
Yeah. So
Okay.
Winifred and Winifred.
So we were almost cousins or something because
Yeah.
they almost adopted my mother.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Long ago.
Yeah.
When the roads were dirt.
Was he saying nice things or was he being an asshole?
No, I was
No,
missing, I was
he-
missing
Okay,
it.
good.
He was saying.
Dude,
the
I
same.
missed that store.
I know, same.
I
I
mean,
grew up there.
I'd fucking love it if somebody opened it back up. And
I tried.
Yeah?
Yeah, I tried. But the property got given to my cousin, and she's gonna tear the store down and build a new property or a new house.
All right. Do we call her names now or is it okay?
We'll hold off for now.
Yeah. Which cousin? Guys. Mob. No, that
I
Snide needs
tried.
a fucking. It needs a grocery store.
Man,
It's
that was
a
that was the
no-brainer.
staple. It was a staple.
It was, man. That's
For
where we
so
got all the
many years.
pickle chips, all the
Yeah.
pogos.
Back when you could, your parents would send you to the store for cigarettes for them.
Yeah.
Yep, I was that kid. Yeah.
Walking through the woods.
Back in the 80s.
Yep. Yep.
Fuck, the good times.
It was
Yeah.
good times. It was good times. So back when you were 11 years old, you'd grab your uncle's car, you'd go for a ride.
I didn't do that, but I took my uncle's dog for a
Yeah.
walk.
Yeah. Back when the kids used to ride on the hood.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
good days, man.
The
roof.
Yeah, the roof.
That
the
one
hood.
then too. Or laying across the back windshield of the car.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those days. Before we nerfed the world and
And
everybody
you know,
turned into a
kids
pussy.
didn't die. Kids didn't die.
Some of them did.
Just the stupid ones though.
Natural selection.
Yeah. We need those ones though. The rest of us are stronger because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's go.
I was waiting for you guys to stop talking about fucking.
Snide.
The greatest store ever.
Well, all the voters for the tribal calls are in Snide.
Yeah.
You fucking snide guys. Where's your fucking DRB tattoo?
Unfortunately, I don't have one of those.
You're gonna get one soon. You can see it.
I promise when I'm elected, we're going to hire a video switcher.
Videos.
Yeah, so I don't have to do it like this.
Looking at everybody hitting the buttons.
Well, that's what I'm doing. It's like every time someone starts talking, but I don't remember to mic myself because
Yeah.
I'm a people pleaser.
I think he just likes to click.
Yeah, I kind of do.
It's got
So
that nice
OCD.
mechanical keyboard.
You're gonna give someone a seizure for fuck's sake.
I hope so.
I have to put the seizure warning
Just
on
keep
top.
it on yourselves for a bit.
Okay.
You want me to hit
Because
the
we're,
button?
we're the ones asking you the questions. So,
All right, let's hear it.
all right. Maybe you can help me out with this one. First topic I want to bring up to your attention is: do either of you have any plans? Seeing how that we've come this far with cannabis distribution, especially for people that need it as medicine. I know you like to joke about it, but some people use it for their mental health.
Yeah.
They use it for arthritis and what have you, and hunger pain, cancer, whatever. So, really, I wanted to bring Justin in to help me out with the mental health aspect of certain medicines, and I was wondering what you guys were planning to do to bring more alternative, i.e., like psychedelic treatments for mental health, people with post-traumatic stress or depression and whatnot, because we know for years that, even having sweats around here was, people put their nose up to it, but we've come around to that. Same thing with people that were using peyote in their ceremony. It took some time for people to, realize the benefits of that. So I know some of you have shown interest in the MDMA treatment for mental health, and also were you guys also thinking of looking into psilocybin and maybe even more peyote, whatever, because even psilocybin can come in gummies now. Anything you want to add to that, Justin?
Yeah, just curious as to like what can be done, what can be looked into for stuff like that. Being one that was the stubborn Indian, wanted to do it on my own rather than looking out for help. And I mean, I've tried avenues. I've looked into different things. I've tried different things. What I found worked the best for me was cannabis. Got me back to a better place, mentally, physically. But I have been looking into, like he was saying, different psychedelics. I know there's a study in New York City. It's quite expensive, but I want to upwards $250 plus an hour per hour to get it done.
Right.
But I have looked into certain,
And that's not including travel.
Right.
no, not at all. That's
Not
just
just
that's just the that.
Yeah, so
itself.
instead of outsourcing our people to a white guy in dreadlocks down in New York City, what
Our own guys
can we do
dreadlocks.
for our people around here, I think is what Justin's trying to get to, right?
Basically,
Am I
yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that?
No, let's hear the response.
Yeah.
Oh, who's gonna go 1st
I'll go first.
You go first. You're the guest.
I think that the idea of alternative, what would be considered alternative medicine, you know what I mean, therapies, whatever. Yeah. So we need to. I think that we can look to. I'm not an expert in health, and I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I think that we need to look at the experts that we do have around and look outside. Look to, because we have people who have moved away, stuff like that. But we need to get back to exploring new treatment options. There's all kinds of therapies out there that we're not exploring, and then there can be, from what I understand of it, is that there can become issues with, the federal funding and stuff like that when you get into these kinds of therapies. But I think that, the people who understand how to work with these, with these funding sources, be able to, introduce these new therapies, these new, these old medicines, but new ways of using them, you know what I mean? And get people on board who are pro using these alternative therapies, but who have the expertise also, in conjunction with them to be able to bring that as a possible, as a way that we can use it. Because I do think, I've read stuff and watched stuff and about psychedelics, and it does seem like there's a lot of promising work out there, that could benefit people with PTSD or depression or bipolar, all that stuff. And
I mean, I don't mean to cut you off, but I mean, we're already kind of almost there if we're selling edibles.
Yeah.
Because at a high enough dosage, it could have psychedelic properties and hallucinogenic.
It could, but my understanding of what I read is that most of the therapeutic uses for it, it's in smaller doses. So microdose essentially is what they've been doing. Because I've taken shrooms before, stuff like that, and I wasn't taking it to treat anything. I was taking it because I was, because I was interested in what would happen. But that's what I was reading about, was the actual therapeutic use of it, because MDMA, that was being really explored back in the 60s, I think, in the 70s, 60s, I think, and as a medicinal purpose to treat people with depression, things like that. But then, the government cut it all off. But I think that now there's this re-examination of those sorts of things. And I think that we all should embrace that. We're all younger here, so we all have an open mind towards these things. Like, we grew up with cannabis and it wasn't a big deal to us. It's been normalized in our generation. I think that's totally normalized. And I think that we're more open-minded to, using psychedelics as a therapeutic, option. I think that's where we need to go with it. I think that we shouldn't close our minds off to it. I think that we need to explore it. We need to talk amongst ourselves in the community about it, and like be open about it, and not just, everybody needs to go in with an open mind, just go in with an open mind, and then you have people who know what they're doing and can explain these things, what possible uses it could be, how effective it is, because what I've been reading is it seems really positive. Now, of course, I'm not, I'm just reading what, the study or like articles that come out that just promote the beneficial part of it. I'm sure that there's the other side of it. There always is, someone's always going to argue against it. But the idea is to come in with an open mind and be able to look at it like that, So that's what I would like to see that looked at as a, as a possibility.
They're in the hot seat, fellas. Come on.
Well, yeah.
Hold on now. Do you guys have any questions for Isaac?
No.
My answer was perfect. You get off my back.
Yeah. You guys should vote for him. He really thought this
You
out.
already can't handle taking questions from every possible angle. You might have to reconsider. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, no. Well, let's just keep in check. I'm handsome.
I am not.
Wow.
People know who I am.
You want to vote for
Yeah,
smarts
but your
or beauty?
heart is ugly.
My heart is ugly. No, I'm full of love, man. No, I'm with you. I think mental health is a bigger conversation than just psychedelics.
For sure.
For sure. So mental health is probably our number one health concern around here. Every other health thing we're going through is tied to either environment or mental health. The diabetes, the obesity, the drug use, the addiction, the self-treatment, the DIY mental health thing that a lot of us dudes do. Probably not the best way to do it. However, we don't have the capacity, and that's the problem. And we keep getting told over and over that mental health is a priority, and yet the mental health wing of our clinic is horribly out of they just don't have enough counselors. There's not enough to go around. So I think psychedelic research. I'm a fan of MAPS, psychedelic things. Look it up, maps.org. It's cool. I think that's great. I think that psychedelics and other treatments, whether they're spiritual related or chemically related, are all on the table here in Akwesasne. And that's even as our medical system exists beyond mental health. I think that's our future and a future avenue for our people and on the outside for medical tourism. What's up?
I mean, you have experience yourself with psychedelic and hallucinogenic therapy.
I'm hallucinating right now.
But I
don't think any of you
have
are real.
used it in the past, so maybe you'd want our listeners to hear that.
So as a practitioner of certain psychedelic compounds, I know that they come with their positives and their negatives. I can fully see how you could break some of the psychology, but you can also do that with divorce, and you can also do that with traumatic upbringing. You can do that with a lot of different things. Some people crack because their Happy Meal wasn't warm enough. You never know what's going to set someone off. So I think it's a larger question of funding our mental health society, and again having diversity. One of the things I would like to bring to the table is diversity. The way the tribal council seems to work now is they want to be the monopoly of everything. I don't quite get it. I really don't get it. Why you want diversity so you know what works and what doesn't. Everybody's different. So why don't we have a diverse method of going to mental health, spirituality, food systems, all of it.
For sure.
Diversify. I'm such a fan of all the different cannabis stores. They're all diverse. You've got the guy in a box. You've got the giant Walmart. There's something for everybody.
For sure.
And I'm that way with everything. That's the cornerstone. And then the other part of it is you own your body. Right now, there's the debate about abortion, and it comes down. And before the debate was about vaccines. It's to me, you own your body. Ultimately, you have full license over your body. You want to put bleach in it, It's up to you. We would
Well, hold
we'd
on.
rather you not.
I don't mean to cut you off,
please
but
don't.
that is another topic I
Okay.
was hoping to cover. So we'll cover abortion in
I'm
a
a
bit.
I'm a
But
professional
really-
public speaker. I can fucking roll this shit the way.
But really, what I want you guys to
I know as you were talking, I was like, hold on, I want to get in there.
no,
Yeah.
this is a debate. So
Yeah.
you guys, but the
It's
thing
hard
is,
to debate when you both kind of have the similar view.
Yeah, I know, right? Vote for either one of us is
agree. I
basically
agree.
going to be
Yeah,
the same thing.
why don't whoever
Vote for
gets
both
in?
of
Why
us,
don't you
yeah.
just put the other guy on in your party then?
Oh, I'm willing to
Well,
do that.
yeah, that's what I.
Well, anywho, but what I'm saying is that we'll get to you fuckers when you get in. All right? You've had enough time to talk. No, anyway.
Dallas is the will.
But what I'm saying is that, anywho, yeah. But what I'm saying is that most people are more comfortable with taking these avenues when they have a more controlled environment.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that maybe we should have like a facility or even have psychedelic treatment retreats.
Yeah.
I mean, you have all this land, and we have plenty of places where we can rent on the river. And the thing is that most people that try cannabis for, mental health issues, again, if you're going to take the avenue of edibles, what you got to do is you got to get the dosage right, or else, again, you're not going to have a good time. But a lot of people also don't want to smoke it. So I just want, I just want there to be more options besides cannabis, because all of them can help you. Or even if you want to do them all, I want you to have options.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want to keep taking big pharma's pills, you can't be just limited to, a 7-leaf plant here.
Yeah.
We have fungi.
Well,
We have natural psychedelics that could even fucking grow on bread. We have our lovely neighbors out west that have the psychedelic plant that grow in the fucking desert.
well, we're going to see. I'm glad that you brought up the idea of like a controlled environment, because that's where many people, they get this idea of you got to go to this hippie down in New York and it's it's sketchy to you and all this stuff, but
Yeah, why are only white people?
right. And so like me,
Get that option.
I look at it like that because honestly, I'm more comfortable in an environment like that where it's controlled. Like I don't want to be. I mean, I did things like that when I was younger, but as I get older, I'm not interested in that.
Cruising around Stein, your buddy's
Yeah, exactly. So, but as I get older, I'm looking at these things in that way. More. I don't want to say serious, but in a way that's more controlled, where everything is done professionally. It's not. Yeah, and so what we want to do is, that's what I want to do. That's what I would like to see. Your idea of the retreats, it's a good idea. And then what I had wanted to get back to with what
I want to get credit for that too if you guys decide to use that.
I'll
no
write
one's
it on
ever
my-
thought of that
Wil
before.
Bear's idea.
I'll put it on my campaign page. But when Josh brought up the the mental health at the tribe, now I know, and that's the thing is we don't have enough counselors, we don't have enough therapists, and and unfortunately, and Will and I kind of brushed upon this the other day when we were talking, but our people feel more comfortable when they're dealing with someone else from here, or when they're dealing with another native person, right?
Counselors will pass you around like a
Yeah.
fucking beach ball.
And so we don't have any native counselors over there.
We had
which
one.
is, I don't think, are they still there?
No, we
That's
had
what, yeah,
one.
had one. That's what, and so that's the tough part is, you gotta be able to find, and see, this is the thing. Why not? We don't have any counselors, right? Why not encourage kids who are interested in this field, and send them to school?
Some type of incentive, maybe.
Yeah, pay their school to get them to go.
Well, that's
and
another
come
thing.
back
Yeah,
and
I wanted to-
help the people. That to me, that's an easy solution. That's something. There's kids who, we don't necessarily do a good job of like telling our kids what their options are for the future. Let them know that there's more than just, it's not just college. You know what I mean? But like the kids who are interested
it
in
always
that,
seems to get labeled as either lacrosse, hockey, or other.
yeah.
That's what I think we're focusing on the wrong thing. And since you're already there, that's something I wanted to bring up later. But since we're already there, what would you guys do to help our chances of having future doctors or future people interested in a judgeship, or attorneys, or therapists, because these kids that are sharp like that, they have to seek out they have to seek it out themselves. Really, it's almost like they have to stumble upon funding by accident, or luck.
Yeah.
Trial by combat.
Yeah, I mean, it can. That's what.
That's what middle school is from my point of view.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like I said, it seems like a simple enough concept to like you look at what we're lacking as far as resources go in terms of like therapists. We don't have, we got Dr. Kelly, but we don't have enough doctors. You know, like so you need to start like they need to do. Like, we need to do a better job of identifying those kids who express any interest in these fields. And as they go up through the education system, like we're going to, encourage these kids to go into these fields and, make an effort to say, look, if you go into this field, you go into this area of academic study, we'll pay for your education. But, you're going to have to come back and, help the community. But you'll come out with no debt and you'll be doing something to give back to the people. That to me seems like, a simple enough solution to this. But you're also getting, and it goes the other way too. Not every kid is meant to go to college. No. I mean, it's and I don't like that they, because when I was growing up, it was always, you got to go to college. You have to go to college. And they still do it to the kids a lot of times. They don't make it seem as if there's alternatives out there for, aside from academia. That's not a healthy way to, bring kids up in an educational system. It's not healthy, and I don't like it because, like I said, some kids, they're not interested in books. They're not, you know what I mean? Like, there's kids who want to go out, they want to build things, Why not encourage trade schools? Like, there's this stigma, and it comes from the outside. That's what it is. There's this stigma that comes from the outside that says, well, if you're not going to college or you can't cut it at a university level, then, you're just dumb and we're going to throw you aside. And that's not the case. That's not, and they're learning now. There's like 7 different intelligences. They've figured that out. So like me, you put books in front of me, and you tell me to write a decision for the court or something like that, I can do that, but you put a small engine in front of me, or you tell me I need to build even just like a little shelf, good luck. Like I'm not good at that stuff.
You heard everybody can't build a shelf.
Yeah, well,
Vote him for chief.
but I'm saying like that's not the kind of stuff.
Explore avenues now before you wind up as a 40-year-old man in a fucking straw house. With an anvil in his barn.
Yes.
Because he can't put his own books on a wall.
But also remember, I can write a decision though.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, like, everybody has their different areas of
He
their
can
interests.
sue the fuck out of you.
Yeah. Once I go to law school, you're first on my list.
Hey, hear that, buddy?
Oh, yeah? Let me show you my new 308.
He's gonna take your fucking stick for it from you.
But that's what we need to do. We need to tell the kids. You're not. You are interested in this. Encourage that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple. We make our kids miserable by forcing that down their throat, and it makes me upset to see the kids be like that because that's all that's encouraged is going to.
Who didn't turn off their fucking phone?
Fucking guy.
What a fucking meat mop.
Whoa!
Okay, hurry up, jump in.
Hurry up before he doesn't shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
All
Yo. No. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there because we've just brushed on colonization, education, and mental health. Woo!
It's a good one.
We're going to solve some problems today, motherfuckers.
Well, I figured we were still in the mental health area.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so that's the thing, capacity now and capacity later, and how it ties into colonization and decolonization. Colonization happens often on a little yellow school bus, and we all participate because who the fuck wants to sit with their kids all day long? Not
Johnny
me.
was on that little yellow school bus.
That's right.
He was
Yeah,
on
the
the
helmet?
shortest one. Yeah.
Right in the front seat. Right.
He was the smartest kid on that little
Yeah,
bus.
right in the front
Lighting the
seat.
cigarette for the driver.
The only fucking
He was the kid.
7-year-old with
He
a
was the
fucking
kid
Zippo.
lighting 2 of them at a time.
Passing them around.
Yeah.
Justin, what do you think about the mental health aspect of bringing in alternative medicine like cannabis and.
I didn't finish answering, fuckface.
Oh, sorry. Well, I just want to bring our guest in too.
So, because what we're saying is great. With psychedelics, part of why it's a tribal council issue. Like, I really don't like that. We're the leadership and the duly elected, blah, 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 blah.
Right,
Look,
right.
dude, if you have to talk about how you're the leader over and over again, you ain't the leader.
Right.
And we know that's not true. We know there's no one fucking leader in Akwesasne. They can talk about the federal government all they want all day long. There's 50 or 100 unlicensed cannabis stores that would disagree. Right. So, and they are still operating, and we know exactly why they're operating.
Yep.
And what would happen if the violent wing or the police tried to shut them down? We know exactly what would happen. That's why it hasn't happened.
Right.
So we can just throw that out the window. So what the tribal council can do is act as a shield from the federal government when they want to take all our fucking psychedelics away. And that's why it's a tribal council question. What can we do with the legal framework? And that's where I would like have my buddy here write laws, because I'm not going to write a law. I'm going to put out an idea, and I'm going to have smart fucks look at it, because I don't have the attention span for that. I'm like, this is the idea. This is where I'm thinking. This is the cultural framework of it, and this is the legal framework. Now make it work. And if you fuck us over, we're going to throw you off the roof.
I like that.
I mean, I think there should be consequences when bureaucats fuck up.
I agree.
We don't have any consequences here, and not like bullshit consequences like we're gonna fucking find you. No, we're gonna chop your fucking hand off. We're not really gonna do that. But no,
Take them back like the casino.
no, some kind of action.
You're not really gonna do that. You're not really gonna do that.
Yeah, no, some kind of actual consequence, because people have made long range laws that have fucked our community up. Like I see these IRS things going out, and it's tied to that. It's like, whether or not you agree with what's going on, letting the feds into the res is a bad fucking idea every time. Yeah. Every single time. Every time the state comes in, it's a bad fucking idea. Let's just not do it. Oh, yeah, we have water. I have delicious water here.
You know what? If you don't mind.
Oh, well, that's so we're I don't think the tribal council should operate psychedelic clinics. I think we should provide the legal freedom so that other people that know what they're doing and have multiple ones. And if we can have funding streams somehow for that, great. Yeah. We can direct funding. I don't like waste, but I also don't think the tribe is very good at running businesses. They couldn't run a grocery store in a community full of fat people. How are they going to fucking...
How dare you?
Motherfucker.
I mean, I actually agree with you. I'm not saying that these psychedelic therapy retreats should be tribally licensed.
Right.
No, absolutely
I'm just saying they should be allowed to happen.
They should be allowed to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm with you with that. And I like organizations like MAPS. I'd like to bring them in here. Any kind of medical tourism, because the side benefit is, if there was an MRI clinic in Akwesasne, number one, we have access to it.
What I don't want to see is the tribe take on that, and like you said, they're gonna head that, like, because fuck, every time they do something, it takes them 3-4 years to get it fucking done. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
Oh, look at what happened. The cannabis is a perfect example.
Absolutely. Hands down.
They fucking knew this was coming for years. And now I'll disagree with them on this. Like, I don't like the idea of having to essentially get the permission of New York State to be able to start doing this. Like, me, I was like, fuck that, let's do it. You know, like, especially at the Longhouse, you know, like, that's kind of the younger generation. That's our ideas, like, because cannabis is important to all of us. You know, this is something that we all grew up with, and we know that it's not the devil's lettuce and all that bullshit. You know what I mean? It's like, so, but then we're getting back to, you know, and then we talk about, like, you know, kind of touching on the funding sources and things like that. Now, I agree. Every time you let the feds in here, it's a bad idea. You know, and so we have to get away from that idea of, like, you know, just reliance upon the federal government as well. Like, I always push self-sufficiency for us. We need to be able to get to a point where we can say, you know, where, say we bring in MAPS or we bring in experts on psychedelics, and the feds say, well, we're going to cut off your funding stream for this. And we can say, fuck you, I don't care. You know, we could take care of ourselves. You know, and you start with the basic. Can we feed ourselves? Can we clothe ourselves? Can we give do we have housing? Do we have water? You know, you start with those things, and electricity now. You know, so you start with those things. We make ourselves self-sufficient, and then we can actually tell them, fuck off. We don't need you. You know, like, that's where we need to get to. And I think, you know, it's a big idea. It's a big idea. You know what I mean? It is. But I'm trying to look. I'm trying to look 100 years into the future and what's going to be there for our kids, our grandkids. Because I'm concerned right now. That my son is going to step into like where we're trying to get to, and it's going to be a fuck of a mess. You know what I mean? Worse than it already is. And so we need to start, getting back to that idea of, our collective and our self-sufficiency. That needs to be the focus, because why do we need, I'm not going to cave to the feds. I'm not going to say, okay, well, you don't want us to do, you don't want us to even have this like pilot program, whatever you want to call it, or bring this organization in to start with, looking at psychedelics. I'm not going to get bullied by the feds. I don't, it's not in my DNA. It's really not. But what happens is tribal council, a lot of times they'll do that. They'll cave to the wants and the demands of the state and the feds. And I don't, we just need to get to a point of self-sufficiency.
I don't think we need to bring in maps at all. I think we have plenty of people around here that can already do the job.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
that's
well,
good.
I'm just saying, why outsource when that could be another thing that could be the feds could look into.
You and I totally agree on that part. Is that if we, and I am that way, if we have our people have such a wide array of knowledge. People who the tribal council would never look at them and say, hey, they can do this. They won't do that. They always want to go with an outsider or something like that. Why don't you look to the people who we are, one of us, that can do this work? Why not do that? That doesn't seem to be encouraged by them. They don't think outside of that small circle of people. I call them like the upper echelons of the SRMT. They don't look outside of that circle for, if one of them isn't basically co-signing that this person has the knowledge, then they're not going to go that way. And that's a problem that we have, and we need to rely upon ourselves more. And if, I don't know the people who have the expertise in the psychedelics and stuff here, you know what I mean? But if you all do, good, come to me and tell me, I'm always open to talk to people, that's what I want. That's why the campaign platform for me is community consultation and transparency. That's why it is.
I'd like to think one of them that could be one, sorry to throw you under the bus, but is running for chief.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
But wouldn't that be cool if we finally have a chief that sends out your monthly newsletter with a mushroom attached to it?
I could do
and
that.
instructions how to make you a nice tea.
One of these right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's your free pre-roll with each and every...
Have a nice day.
But Josh said that,
Great day.
like how you said, why wouldn't you take, if you won, why wouldn't you take Isaac onto the,
Yeah.
I would do that with Josh, because
that sounds like fucking work.
hey man, that's the thing. I'm going to put in the work.
You're saying you're a chief that doesn't want to do the work? That's
No,
never happened
never.
before.
Step one, get your new
sounds-
car.
Pretty
You're saying
familiar.
you just want to sit home and collect a check?
I mean, don't you?
Dream scenario.
Who do you think's gonna get the? Who do you think I'm gonna embezzle for?
Plan to embezzle.
Why not? And a goon squad.
Yes.
Come on, we're bringing back the '70s. Yeah. So when we're talking about transparency, I have hundreds of hours of podcasts that I cannot take back.
Yeah. I've said all kinds of shit before that I can't take back, but that's the thing is, I'll own whatever I said. I'll own it, and if I was wrong, I'll admit I was wrong. That's a problem that we, like you said, they have to come out all the time and say the duly elected leadership of, like, if you have to keep, you're right.
Yeah.
If you have to keep saying that, you're
Keep
not
saying
really
that.
a leader.
Right.
It's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
it's just ridiculous.
So what would we? We're talking about a bunch of different shit all at once.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
definitely
so Okie Rips, who is your favorite Pokemon at the moment?
No.
My favorite
Like, what's that
Pokemon?
one card you're really looking to get?
Oh man.
The one that'll get you all the bitches.
Ooh. Altar.
All the girls like Squirtle. They all like Squirtle.
No.
They watch porn. It's Squirtle.
Oh, maybe if it was like base set Squirtle or something. First edition base
Do
set.
you use that as a pickup line?
What's that?
It's like, I'll turn you into Squirtle.
A time or two.
Yeah. So what Isaac's alluding to is the culture of the tribe. there is a giant antagonism between the bulk of the people. So it's either antagonism or ignoring, unless it affects them. Because once again, we're talking about colonization and this idea of this top-down hierarchical system. There's a leader that's in charge. When it's called a council, you come together and you council, and they say, well, we already do that. I didn't have a say in the $90 million building that's not big enough and is kind of ugly and ruined the park. I mean, it would make a really nice CrossFit gym. Maybe a freedom school. But it's kind of shitty as an office.
Right.
Like, that's why they're building other offices, because it's not big enough.
Was
That would have built a lot of fucking houses.
definitely high rise?
A high rise. Oh, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, but that is what happens though. It's that top down look, and as I'm out campaigning, because like I'm just a regular dude on the res, right? Like, that's the way I look at things. But like I said, those upper echelons of the tribal government, that's not the way it. A lot of the people I talk to, actually almost all of them, they bring up that it seems to them that the people who are running things over there look down their nose at us, and it does come across like that a lot of times. It's that condescension. It's that, the I'm above you, and I don't give a shit what happens to you. It's like, and it comes across that way, and that's what bugs me. That's why I get so fired up at the tribal meetings and stuff like that, because it does come across that way, and I don't care. I'll get up and I'll speak.
Isaac's the guy shouting and getting lightheaded.
Yeah.
Well,
So what he's talking about, and that's the real challenge. So I've seen some of the other pamphlets put out by other contestants. I don't want to write anyone down. Fuck this person. I will. But what I notice is they make a bunch of promises. Step one, you walk into a building with there's 600 employees, 3 other chiefs or 2 other chiefs and 3 sub chiefs, whatever they do, that you have to contend with. So you have this entire culture there that's kind of entrenched. I remember this lady I knew. She was a historian. I'm not going to say her name because she was saying something to comfort me, but I thought it was disgusting. And what here's what it is. So she was a bureaucrat for most of her life. She said it doesn't matter who gets elected because that bureaucracy is still there.
Yeah.
The workers who are there for years and years and years will get awards. You got a bunch of people and they get an award. You've worked in the same job for 20 years. Woohoo! That's something to celebrate. And they've been there for 20 years. And they actually have a lot more pull than the people the people select. And it seems like, to me, what happens, the Yayage often talks about co-optation because he tried to do the traditional thing with the Ganawage elected council. And what happens is you sit in these meetings, and after 2 or 3 years goes by, you start to see things their way. You see what friends who are cops. You ever see you got a friend who's a cop, and he's got all these I'm fired up. I'm going to change the system, and I'm going to make it. And 3 years later, they're either burnt out or they're just like the other cops.
Yep.
And that's something you got to know going in. Like, I watch, these promises. Oh, you'll have your checks right away. It took the tribe 5 months to do that. It must have been a lot of work. So how are you going to speed that up?
Right.
Like, I can make all the promises in the world, but
It's true.
I'm just one dude, and part of what part of what the challenge is going to be is that culture that's entrenched and what to do about that. And I think at least what you can do is change the conversation. That's something you can do. That's why you go to a protest. You don't go to a protest because it's going to stop anything. It's not. But you're going to link up with people and you're going to change the conversation. You're going to talk to them, and you're going to spread these messages. Because I don't think a tribal councils, federally elected or whatever, they're not the end all be all. They don't provide leadership. Often they're playing catch up. Their agricultural programs are catching up to what the grassroots was already doing. Their cannabis shit, catching up to what the grassroots were already doing. Right. They're constantly copying the longhouse. They're copying traditional people and business people.
Right.
And to sit here and say that we provide leadership is bullshit. No, you provide a shield against the fucking federal and state government, and that's what you should be, because we can't. Why did cannabis become legal when New York State legalized it? Because we can't fight the federal government.
Yeah.
We can fight them this far. They have tanks. I've seen them. they win. If it comes to violence, white people are really, really good at violence. If you give them one thing, white
Really good
people
at
are the
murder,
best
huh?
at fucking violence. They are so violent. And
incest.
and oh yeah, and incest. It's right in their Bible, right? There was Adam and Eve, and there was Cain and Abel and their sisters. Who are these people fucking? So part of that conversation is changing that culture within that he's talking about. That's like so cancerous and looking down. How do you go about that? I don't know, man. Yoga. We're gonna pipe MDMA through the ventilation system.
Well,
I'm interested in
people
that.
no, as you go see, this is what a lot of people don't know either. Is that I talk with a lot of people who work at the tribe, right? And me, I worked at the tribal court for 5 years, so I saw this stuff from the inside. It's a toxic work environment. It really is, and that starts at the top and it comes down. So that's what needs to happen first, is to change that work culture there. You need to support the employees. You need to protect whistleblowers, because right now, if you come forward and you're saying, look, I saw this is wrong. A lot of times people get targeted for that. They'll get they'll get driven out of their jobs. And even and I've said this to tribal council before, that blacklist thing, or that the employees, that they're basically silenced, they're muffled all the time from saying anything, or they'll get targeted. They actually laughed at me when I said that. And I told them, it's not funny, because I know it's true, because it happened to me, and it happened to when I left the court, and a bunch of people were like, what the hell happened to Isaac? Why isn't he here anymore? And then I had more people start coming to me and saying, look, this happened to me too. This happened to me too. And then I hear it from people working there now. They're just trying to go about their day without getting fired. Now, what kind of way is that to work? That's just horribly bad for your mental health, and which affects your physical health. And it also, and I talk with people, and they're like, well, I went to the tribe and the people were rude to me. And I'll tell them, look, I'm not saying that was okay, but please understand where those employees are, what they're dealing with every day. Just consider that, just consider that, what they're going through. So you change, you make what I want to do is I want to make an effort, and I'm going to do it, is to change the work culture there, which is going to make the employees happier, which is going to result in better communication between the tribe and the community, because that's what Josh is talking about that too. And he's right. That's the thing. There's all this tension that ends up coming up between the community and the tribe, but that all starts at the top. If you're going to call yourself a leader, then be a leader and take care of the people who are working for our people. That's what's got to happen. And it's not happening now. It's not right. Like, I can't stand to see these people be abused. They gave themselves that raise. A lot of the employees haven't gotten a raise in years. It's just it's crazy.
It's pretty gross when everybody else is struggling too. When you're, when I read about the CEO of Nintendo. Nintendo was hurting. Rather than cut their workforce, he took a pay cut. He took a giant pay cut, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, just to keep the company afloat. And that's, what they seem to forget is that it's not about. They're not there to be in charge. They're there to serve.
Right.
Like, that's the difference between the longhouse. Okay, and this goes back to leadership. Like, I'm not fucking going door to door and shaking hands. Hey, vote for me. That's gross.
I'm doing that. Goddamn.
Gross.
Just
Got his
think
gloves
about
on,
it.
his mask.
I'm gross.
I heard about this. No, I heard about this in the prior campaigns. Like, oh yeah, this nice, good-looking young guy with light blue eyes showed up at my house and said all this good stuff to me, so I voted for him, and then nothing changed. And it's like the cousin who comes over just when they need something. We all have we all have a cousin like that.
We're all like that, though.
Yeah, we come over when we want
What are you gonna
something.
do for me?
What are you gonna do for me?
Corn soup day.
Yeah. So I feel gross about that. this is where my ADHD kicks in. I had a
You
point.
should feel gross. You're a whore.
I'm not a whore.
Gave him exactly what he wanted because he came to sweet talk.
You stop.
You fucking slut.
You stop.
Anyway, let's move on to the next
No, let's
question.
not move on. I have a
You
point.
guys
I have a
really
point.
make it and the next one.
I do have a point.
We've gone
here.
on for this long on psychedelic treatment.
I'm not talking about psychedelic treatment anymore.
Exactly.
We've
That's
gone
why
on to
we
the.
gotta we gotta veer the shit back
Yeah.
on, and then that way we can fucking veer off again on the next
Yeah.
point.
Well, that's as an outsider. That's okay. That's where I was going with that. So, see how ADHD works?
Oh, I know. I'm familiar.
So where it goes is like, some people running want it real bad.
Right.
Like, I'm joking around, like, that sounds like work. It does sound like work. Look, dude, I do yoga and I fucking play music for a living, and I spent 20 years as a culture educator. I know the longhouse stuff. I'm a weirdo who's fucking into stuff. I know a little bit about everything. Someone who runs all the time and just wants it so bad. What do we say in the longhouse? If you want to be a chief, fuck off. You should
not
not.
material for that.
You should not. And that's that. And I'm kind of approaching it that way. That's why I'm not fucking out there glad handing.
Yeah.
This is who I am. I'm the guy on the radio. I can't use the radio because it's not fair.
Right.
I don't. CKON is its own thing, and it's a beautiful thing of sovereignty, and people don't realize that.
Use the Aboriginal Outlaws.
I'm gonna use the Aboriginal Outlaws because we're dirty.
Yeah.
Politics
We're
is
fucking
dirty.
real.
You dirty
You know what?
fuck.
We're fucking real.
I just want to,
Dirty fuck.
if it's all right, Josh,
Yeah.
I just want to chime in on this because, like, I totally understand what you're saying
Yeah.
about it feeling gross.
Yeah.
Now, me, it doesn't feel gross because it's no. Let me
Totally
just
understand, but what you said
No,
is
no,
wrong.
I do understand because people get that initial
Yeah.
feeling. But the thing is like I'm doing my best to reach as many people because you said something about grassroots earlier.
Yeah.
My campaign is all grassroots. I'm
Yeah.
not taking money from anybody. I refuse. And I told all the people who are supporting me, I said, I will not take money. If someone wants to make up their own sign and it's, painted without a stencil and it says Bull Isaac White, go ahead, do it. Do whatever you know what I mean, you want to do. But I am not taking money from anybody because that's not the way that
Yes, he has not accepted any money or any sponsorship from anyone.
This motherfucker.
he's just trying to feel me up.
No, this fucking Will. So I want to make a video. He's ruining my video idea right now because he's thinking of the same thing. You fuck face.
Sponsor or no sponsor?
Well, yeah.
We will not bow.
So no, the
I just wanted to finish on this.
This
though.
message is sponsored by Cano.
I just wanted to finish that on this just one thing. Josh, you're right.
Yeah.
People who run
Thank
all
you.
the time and want it
You
so
know,
bad.
he got what he said back.
Yeah, but he is. Like, if you run
Yeah.
that many times and you want it that bad, you're probably not suited for the job. You know? And the reason why I'm doing this, and I know, like, people think it might sound weird or corny, but it's true. It's not about me. I'm doing this because I actually want to have the people with more input into what happens. That's it. And so this is, because honestly, there's people running who have been in council before. Do I think anything's going to change with them? No, I don't. I just don't. I'll be honest about that. It's not going to change anything. So, this is the first time I've done it, and I want to do it simply because I want to have the people represented more. That's the only reason why. That's it.
I need a new truck.
Yeah.
That's a solid reason to run for chief.
Yeah, I hear the paycheck's nice too.
I hear it's very nice.
Are we gonna talk?
Add pieces on.
Okay, no,
We're gonna talk about
Just
the
add
raise eventually
pieces.
because I want to.
we will get to
We're
that.
supposed to talk about a lot of stuff.
We'll get to
But we're
that.
still,
But I want to sit here and agree with my friend here because
Huh?
I want to sit here and agree with my friend here. He's right. Like, why would I fucking do this with my cushy ass
enjoy that.
life?
He doesn't say that often.
He's a smart guy. I recognize smartness. That's one of my qualities.
And he called you smart, too.
That's right. I recognize.
Well, he's smart too.
Thank you.
God.
Basket.
God.
So question number
Yeah,
two.
I'm getting fucking hard right
Question
now.
number two.
There's a lot of smart motherfuckers in here.
So
I got a semi-brewing.
But so why?
Question number two.
Wait. So why am I doing this? Why am I doing this other than the laws? Well, it's also free advertising for my podcast. Yes. I will be wearing Aboriginal Outlaws shit at everything I do. However, I've been running my mouth for fucking a lot of years, and people have said you should run for chief with all those ideas, and I'm like,
I gotta say, it looks funny when you're doing it off camera.
Oh shit! I didn't even see it.
Fuck yeah.
This is a comedy podcast.
Well, we know he's got
fuck.
one vote. Yeah, he's got one vote now.
Fucking right, he
He
does.
works hard for that one.
On his knees.
Yeah.
You know what? And Will was just thanking me for not, using the sucker on camera. Now I'm like, fuck. It's enough of that.
I'm just happy you're not sitting there doing it right in the mic.
Okay, next question, Will.
Yes, question number 2.
No, this is.
Do you guys have any ideas or plans for? Oh, sorry, gotta get the giggles out for
Pull his pants back up.
opportunities and other things for our community members. I find it strange that we don't have a Planned Parenthood here. And my biggest thing, my questions today is why are we outsourcing or why are we sending our people off res? Why don't we have a Planned Parenthood? What do you guys want to do for abortion rights here for our community members and transgender rights? For people that want to look into hormone treatment and yada, yada, yada. So, this is your opportunity to make the ladies and the gays happy.
Well, honestly,
And of course, they freeze up.
No, we're about to
looking for.
We're
who's
about to
gonna
go right
first.
wing real fast.
No, because I'm pro-choice. You know what I mean? I am. I mean, well, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's your body. Why
Yeah.
would anybody nobody should be able to tell you what the hell you're going to do with your own body. That's ridiculous, But
You can take that off now.
I think that I haven't actually heard anybody bring up, having a Planned Parenthood or a place where,
We have
abortions
plenty of
could be.
empty buildings.
Yeah. But that's a good idea,
Yeah,
And that's, again, you go to the health experts
Or
and you
urgent
say,
care.
well, what do we do? Let's get it up. Yeah, urgent care. Like, all this stuff, and this is, it's kind of going to sprawl a little bit again, but what you end up hearing is, when I worked at the court, like criminal jurisdiction, we should be exercising criminal jurisdiction here, right? We shouldn't be sending our people for criminal charges to Bombay. We shouldn't be doing that. So, but you get that brought up to council and it's automatically, well, we can't do that.
Yeah.
Why? Yes, we can. Yes, we
Why
can.
am I paying a fine
Right.
from a ticket issued by a tribal cop to fucking New York State?
Yeah.
Bombay?
Right.
Why are we
100%.
doing that?
Right.
Yes, we can do that. We absolutely can do that. We have, first of all, they always want to get the okay from the feds. The feds have already been like, yeah, go ahead, do it. We don't care. But it's more than that. It's that we have brilliant people who know how to do all this, and we can do it. We can set it up, but it's a lot of work for them, and that's what.
Laziness.
I think part of it is laziness.
Yeah.
When I was trained at the court, PJ told me people are inherently lazy. And, it's not that, I don't think it's everybody. I just think that, like, you get this idea of, like, this big project that people want to do, and they get overwhelmed. And it's like, holy shit, what am I going to do? And then they'll just be like, well, if we just keep status quo right now, I don't have to be overwhelmed with this and get into an area where I'm uncomfortable, which is, that's the whole thing, uncomfortable conversations. But we need to bring these things up. So, like, the idea of having a place in Akwesasne where we could have abortions performed, I'm all for that. I'm all for having an urgent care.
I just mean Planned Parenthood. Don't call it like abortion pot.
Well,
No,
whatever.
yeah, I think we should do a drive-through. You just
Yeah,
stick your
that-
pussy out the car. and-
No, but there.
You're gonna have to give
Get the hook.
give the ladies in Saint and Snide the punch card.
Yeah.
I see you're on your 8th abortion here.
You get your free pre-roll with every 8th drop. Nah, yeah.
This is a joke, folks. Don't come at me. Jesus Christ, you're in
is
trouble.
it?
Am I? Well, you guys will protect me, right?
I mean, that's why we're running. We're
You're
gonna
gonna
be,
be in charge of that fucking building right
we're
now.
gonna be the official voice.
I'm the guy that gets shot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those are all great ideas. It's always
Yeah.
paying for it and making it happen, and that's always the challenge. So, women's rights, you own your body. Would I like more Mohawks? Yeah. Can we incentivize people to keep them if they don't wanna, or can we do some kind of incentive like, $500 a baby, man? Let's get the nation. You know, that's,
Build it.
I mean, as a
Build it.
longhouse person, that's part of, you know,
Yeah.
the long term is why are we speaking French in Quebec? Because there's a lot of fucking French people.
Yep.
And that why is it becoming Amish country? Because they fucking breed like rabbits.
Yep.
Is that a viable option for 100 years in the future? Yeah, it is. So that's something to keep mind of. But if you don't want the baby, like something growing in your body you don't want is called a parasite. So
It's true.
flush it.
Yeah, but that's
But do you think the tribe could be handing out baby bonus?
I mean,
Fuck, just go see the Amish. I heard they're paying people $2,500 to have kids with them.
really?
Really?
They're looking for big Mohawk men, from what I heard.
Man, you'd have to pay me a little more to fuck with it. Yeah, right. Isaac. He makes that face. He's thinking like, dude, I do need
I'll
a new
be right
car
Yeah,
back.
but then all of a sudden next week you'll have signs. Like, I got the money.
I support the Amish.
Big fucking billboard.
oh, that's classic.
Yeah, I'm with Isaac on the signs.
Got the Amish vote.
I'm not doing the signs because number one, if you want to give me $2,000, I'm gonna put it into this podcast and not into fucking running for tribal chief. Number two, I think they're an eyesore. I think they're a waste of energy, a waste of money. They fucking look like shit. They're ugly as fuck, and they're a waste. They just throw them out or side somebody's house with them. Like, I hate it every fucking election season.
Could keep them for garage sale signs.
Actually, you know what I've been thinking is, because I've already told everybody that. So now every time I drive by a house and there's no sign in there, I'm like, they're voting for me. Because that's it. I told everyone I'm not going out pandering for money for signs and shit.
Yeah. Well, I think the bottom line is if you want change, there's only two candidates that are changed. They're sort of an outsider and a really crazy person as really outsider.
Which one am I?
I mean, I didn't work for the tribe for 5 years. So,
Yeah.
so I'm a complete outsider. I'll say shit that's probably against the rules. You will too?
Yeah, I do.
You walk in, fucking A, guys!
Well, that's what, man. I was talking to a couple guys the other day, and I was like, talking the way that like I normally do, and I said, now you guys know I won't talk like this when I'm out like in front of everybody. I'll say the same shit.
Yeah.
I just won't say fuck and motherfucker and all that, like but that
It's
it
colonization,
is.
sir.
But I always talk. But I always the way that I speak to people, like
Yeah.
when we get talking about the issues, that's
Yeah.
what I say.
Yeah.
And I stick to that. And people were like, when I did the presentation at Cedar View for the seniors dinner, they people were like, "Oh, it wasn't recorded." And then I told them all, I said, I can replicate that every time because I'm speaking from the heart. I'm not making shit up. I'm not trying to please somebody here and then say something completely fucking different over here.
Right.
That's not me. I'm just going to tell you what I think, and then I'm really going to get a lot of, most of the stuff that I'm going to do as far as making decisions policy-wise, it comes from the people.
Yeah.
So that makes it, easier for me to be able to just say what I want to say because like all the positions that I'm taking now, not everybody who supports me, we're in 100% agreement on everything. But, when you listen, when you actually listen to people, that makes a big difference because they want to be heard. That's all. And it doesn't seem, it's like beating your head against a wall with counsel a lot of times. The people just want to be heard. And when they're really heard, they also want to have what they say be put into policies, the decisions that are made. That's it. It's simple.
Yeah.
It's simple, but it's always got to be about control and money.
Yes.
It always has to
And
be about that.
So what I've noticed as
image.
someone who works in media, it's always image. It's always massage image. When Michelle Smoke was fired and she put out that thing, and then there was the Three Sisters program had something about listening to women, and people commented the shit out of that, and they took it down, and they took it down, and they took it down to get rid of those comments because it's always about spinning the message, and that's something they learned from the outside. It's always what they remind me of is if you've ever watched Japanese rap, you know how it's weird. It's like American rap, but not right.
Did you just fucking say Japanese?
Yeah.
I have never heard of Japanese
Me
rap.
either.
See, you're gonna Google that. You're gonna know
Yes,
exactly.
I am.
Now, man.
Yeah, or Japanese game show when they try to.
What
I'm
about
actually-
Now, those are fun.
Gangnam Style?
Those are interesting.
Yes, exactly.
Alright.
So it's
He's Korean, you racist.
Holy moly.
same digging it.
They all look the fucking same. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
We're all a little
they
yellow
look
on
like
the
you.
inside.
All the
We're all a little
ones.
yellow on the inside.
Yeah, so they take their cues from the outside and they try to replicate it, but it's poorly.
Yes, absolutely.
And it doesn't work with our culture. And they're not.
Nope.
They paint the word Mohawk onto things. They put it in a Mohawk word. They put a feather. Okay, job done. Just like our logo. Our logo's got a bunch of It's got way too much shit on it to be a logo.
It's become a brand.
Yeah, but here it
It
is.
has. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't like that. That's part of the culture, the cultural shift that I think is at the core of changing a lot of the way things work in Akwesasne.
That's what I can't, because that you're right. Like, I can't stand that. It doesn't, because it does. It comes across as though, you know, the council and the SRMT is branding itself like, hey, look, we're Indians, and you know, it's cool. Like, no, that's not what you should be doing. You know, that's not what you should be doing. And that's why the whole idea of like the grassroots movement, you know, and get back to, you know, my wife, it was her idea to remind me to always tell people about going back to collectivism, because that's who we are. You know, that's who we are. And the outside has influenced the council so much that it's become about individualism. You know, it's become about, you know, like I know you were joking about like, I need to get a new truck when I'm in council, but that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, that's what happens. And it will continue to go that way unless we change that culture. And I do believe that the younger people, I'm guessing that the demographic for most of the people in this show that listen to this show is under 50. Right?
Under 50 and female.
Well, that's what I would guess. But that's the whole thing is like, I'm engaging the younger people. You know, I'm 40, which is relatively young.
God,
a lot younger. Well, I mean, you and I are closer in age. But that's the thing is like engaging the young people because we think differently than, you know, our generation's looking at things a lot differently than the way that they're done now. It's just actually getting them to be involved. That's it.
That's the trick. I mean, all of us are friends with Ronnie, and not one of us voted. We said we would too.
I voted for him when I was a kid.
Yeah, no, I meant last year. About a year ago this time.
Fucking, he got in.
He's got your vote at heart.
Yeah. I made an effort, but I didn't have my tribal card on me.
Oh, did
so
you?
I just went back home.
I just forgot, and then it was like 5.
Well, yeah, but you know what, too? You didn't have your I mean, I don't know if you really didn't have a tribal card on you or whatever, but they make it. Look at it like this. Look at what like the right wingers are doing. You know, to make it harder to vote.
Yes.
We do that. We do that shit to our own people. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
You know, like, why are you making it?
You don't know this is Johnny B. You fuck faces.
Right. Like, there's someone. There's so many people there. You know, when the election happens, you're telling me that they're not gonna. Someone there isn't gonna know you or you. You know what I mean? Like, that's absurd. Come on. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, fucking.
This place is too small to not bump into somebody.
Well, that's the thing. So that I said that in the last podcast. They take themselves awful seriously for a town of like 7,000 people.
Right.
Fucking relax.
You literally know everybody here.
Yeah.
I think it's a little more than that.
Well, I'm not counting the Canadian side.
Yeah.
I'm counting tribal membership.
Why don't you count Canadian side?
So when you vote for me, we're going to annex the Canadian side.
Oh, I see. Yes. You believe in that border.
We're going to take our sovereignty and we're going to launch a full-scale invasion of the Canadian side. We're going to throw MCA because they are less sovereign than the tribe.
Yes.
They have less of a history than the tribe. They are a history of fucking conquering. We have a holiday for it that they celebrate called Jake Fire Day when he was arrested trying to stop them from coming into being. That's fucking weird. So as a tribe, we should just take over at least Snai and St. Regis. I mean,
What are we gonna do with the island? Just let it float down to St. Lawrence?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we'll just.
I think we're gonna push it together with St. Regis Island and make a giant super island.
Super indigenous
Super
island.
Yeah, super indigenous.
It's gonna be Jurassic Park.
Ooh, nice.
You know what? You brought up MCA, and I just want to chime in on this. So, like, I'm persona non grata at the tribe now. Like, I can't get a job there.
Nice.
Well, so then I got picked up on a contract over at MCA Nation Building. So
Nation building.
Well, it's not. See, the idea isn't bad in itself if we're talking about self-sufficiency, which is where I want to get.
But they're
to.
actually talking about nation building.
Yes, if you actually want to be a nation, good. Let's be a nation.
Yeah, they're not talking about
this
that.
Shit. That's not exactly.
They're talking
what's
about
happening.
termination.
Yeah. So, but the thing is that when we get to like, I just wanted to say this about MCA. You talked about the bureaucracy, right?
Yeah.
The bureaucracy at MCA is so much worse.
Yeah.
It is like the chiefs are there, but I mean, you're really, you know, who really runs things there.
Did you do this?
Oh yeah.
Is the
What the
bureaucracy?
fuck is wrong with you? Look at this fucking clown.
I'm trying to make a hot hashtag.
You're becoming a brand, sir.
I'm trying to, but
Are
then
you gonna become a meme?
well, that's what
I want that fucking sticker all over the
Fucking
place.
A. I want one of them. Yeah, I want one of them.
Get that fucker on
I'll
a
take some
t-shirt.
stickers out of my stash box. I'll put one of them
You
fuckers
son
on my
of a
car.
bitch. It's called My Guy Josh.
so.
What the fuck?
Okay.
Someone wants to be a centerfold.
Holy shit.
So here's the thought process behind that. I was looking for a hashtag, and Joshua for St. Regis Mohawk Tribe is just too many letters.
Yeah.
And it just sounds awkward, and I feel weird about
Yeah,
campaigning.
this sounds better.
So yeah, I'm thinking of
This
I
does not
like
sound
Ike.
like a sex doll.
There you go.
You got the My Guy Joshua.
That's right.
My buddy, huh?
Just the dick you need.
My fucking buddy.
Fuck, that's good.
But then I thought about it, and I would rather use our platform at Aboriginal Outlaws to do this because no matter what happens, you're looking at us.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm always thinking.
Hell yeah.
You know, I'm a permaculturalist, which means I think on many degrees at the same time. So nothing should serve one function. That's part of the waste of the tribe. We have a project.
Absolutely.
We bought a digger. A project's over. There's a digger. Now it sits in our fucking silo forever till it's garbage. It's such a waste. I hate seeing waste. So when I've been involved with grassroots organizations, one of the things I always do is end of life plan. And I'm not a great planner. So what basically it is, when this project's done, this shit doesn't go away. It gets passed on to another project. And I think everything at the tribe should look like that. Like, what's going to happen when this project is done, man? Because it will be done.
Right.
They're usually done. I have never seen a project just last forever. Maybe the water system.
Well, yeah, but
It's ongoing.
but we're talking because when you talk about projects that
Yeah.
are ongoing, our infrastructure,
Yeah.
our roads are shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Garbage.
And people get after the guys who actually are, doing that work.
Right.
But they don't understand those guys are underfunded. They can't.
Roads aren't free.
Yeah, they're not free. And where's the priority being laid on, to being able to fix the roads?
Yeah.
It's not on those guys. It's not their fault.
Right.
That starts at the top again. And so you got to look at what's prioritized here. People want our fucking roads fixed,
Yeah.
Like they're grading our road right now. And I know that it's going to be another year before it can get paved because of the limitations in the budget. Now, why, I ask those questions. Why are, what's being prioritized over our roads? What's
Exactly.
being prioritized over expanding the water line? What's being prioritized over expanding a sewer line? Like, why? It doesn't, like, those things don't compute to me because if you make the infrastructure better here, now we're leaving a good foundation for our kids.
For the future.
And that's what we're supposed to do. And that's not what's happening right now. And like, again, I want to make that clear. It's not the employees' fault who work in these. It's not their fault. They're doing I've talked to people in different programs and they're like, we could get all this shit done if they would just, allocate money to this instead
So
of
if we took that
whatever
$80
else.
million and we put it in an escrow account and collected interest, we could use that interest to pay it off instead of giving everybody $1,000.
We could we could pave every goddamn road. We could expand the water.
Yeah.
Like it's just ridiculous.
And what you're saying is too is the way they do projects, they seem to be in bubbles. So they had a water line. Remember, there was a big fight. Eddie Thompson threw up a big fight about it because they dug through her yard and dug up some trees. Okay, I get it. But they're doing this digging anyway. That would have been a perfect time to do other stuff in that space. That space could have been used for water or sewer. That space could have been used for electricity. That space could have been paved over with a sidewalk. You could have got 5 or 6 things done in one go, and that's a permaculture. I just suck on that pop.
Yes.
Lick it good.
I got you.
Oh yes.
Instead of doing that, just turn the mic
Oh, okay.
when you want to do your.
Well, I didn't want to go on camera.
I'll
with it
hold
either,
the
but-
I'll hold the
No,
pop
that's
right here.
fine. Just don't.
There you
just
go.
don't.
As we're sitting here sucking each other's dicks.
Holy fuck.
If you want to keep looking like that on camera, go ahead. What's up, man? Yes.
He's totally giving a little head.
Yeah. Okay. You want me to do that?
Yeah, fucking right. Send it.
Yeah, so that seems to be the order of business. There is like these projects get just done, and it's not.
Yeah.
There's no like integration.
Yes.
Thinking
Right,
in anything, and I Like, I don't get it, but there's probably things going on there that I don't know about that I would find out on day one and be like, oh, this is why it's a fucked up show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But the way I am is like, I mean, you've heard the podcast.
Yeah.
yeah.
Here, guys, this is why it's fucked up.
Yeah.
At least the people will know, though.
Yeah.
That is exactly the way, like, I don't know if you guys know about my writing, you know what I mean? But I've done stories and like the MMJ Biopharma deal. My writing led to them canceling that deal.
Which was great. That was like
Yeah.
fucking heroic.
Right. And well, I don't know about heroic,
You,
but
sir, are a hero. Don't.
But the thing is that I told everybody that basically when I'm in office, the way that I'm going to do things is the way that I do my writing. I'm just going to tell people everything
Yeah.
that's going on.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck shouldn't I? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, that's
Yeah.
wrong not to tell people.
We're gonna tell you who's doing cocaine at parties too.
I mean,
but they,
only if I
because like
get
on,
cocaine.
like on Saturday at the monthly meeting, an issue came up about the new general manager at the casino, right? And because there's some controversy that's been surrounding that a little bit.
Controversy in the casino? No.
Right.
Really?
But they, they absolutely refuse to talk about it because it's a personnel issue.
Ah.
Now, me, if I'm sitting at that table, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna tell everybody what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
I am. I don't care. Yell at me, do whatever you want. You're not my boss. The people are my boss.
Exactly.
So you can get mad all you want, but I'm gonna tell them what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly. Because the way I look at it is Akwesasne is a big corporation. Y'all are the shareholders.
Yep.
And
Right.
the chief is the dude. He's like the CEO for a little while.
Yep.
And he oversees everybody. I get real tired when I hear a tribal chief say, well, that wasn't, up to me. It's like, dude, the buck stops with you. So any fuckery that's about, it stops with you.
Right.
You want to be in a hierarchy, that's part of being in a hierarchy. You get to be at the top and the buck stops with you. You have the responsibility. And I think that's what people don't seem to get a lot of times. It's like, oh yeah, you be a chief and you have all the power. No. You're serving the people and you're trying to do your best because the people are there. They all think differently. Like some people are Catholic, some people are Longhouse, some people believe in socialism. So you have to satisfy thousands of people. Try that in a fucking household with 5 people.
Yep.
So you're trying to manage all of that the best that you can using your mind. They picked you for that. And that's really your biggest job. It's not even writing policy. If you can write policy, great. But there's people who are good at writing policy. You're steering the fucking ship. I heard Obama talk about that. And he was talking about, you don't walk in day one and you're changing everything. You're steering a fucking ship and it takes a minute to move.
For sure.
And that's part of changing that culture that tribal chief, you have all this power. No, you have all this responsibility. It's fucking annoying. If you vote for me you'll be punishing me. So
Well,
Pretty much.
yeah, but when you look at it like that, right? And it's true. It gets a lot of responsibility. But you think about it too. You're going about how do I want to say this? Like you I don't know. It's just you look at all of that responsibility, right? And that's your job to handle it. But you can't just. You have to be humble enough to tell the people, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. I'm not an expert in this field. I'm not an expert in this area. But and I'm sorry, I'll say this. A lot of times when someone asks them a question, they want to portray themselves as knowing it all, and you don't.
Right.
You don't.
They won't say I don't know.
I don't care. I'm a shithead sometimes. I don't know something. You know what I mean? Like I'll tell you that I don't know it. Like when Will asked about the Planned Parenthood stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert in that. I know what I know what my feelings are on a woman's choice.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna surround myself with people who are experts.
Yeah.
Who I can trust to give me the right answers. To give me good ideas. And then I bring those to the people, and that's all that has to happen. Don't front like you know all this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't.
You're not.
You don't.
I read an article once. That makes me an expert.
Yeah, exactly, right?
I read a meme.
Yeah.
I watched a YouTube video and I'm good.
Yeah. It said the world was flat.
YouTube University
We're
at it
moving in
again.
the wrong direction.
All right, bud. Next question.
Let him finish those marshmallows.
He's eating-
Guy's going through your fucking kitchen.
He is. He's hungry. Dude, I have hot dogs if you're hungry.
He just killed 3 fucking breakfast sandwiches on the way up here.
No shit.
Yeah, didn't offer me one. Yeah, didn't
Two
offer me
breakfast
no.
Didn't bring none?
Johnny B, thanks for picking me up every Sunday. You want a breakfast? Nothing. Just and a fucking apple fritter.
Did he have hash browns?
That dirty cocksucker.
Did you
He
want one?
licked his fingers too. Fuck, those sandwiches were delicious, Johnny B. You should have had one, yeah. Yeah. Oh, fucking scumbag. Real fucking douchebag, this guy. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Oh shit.
That sounds like fucking Will to the T.
One dog.
Fuck, John, you know how good this fucking breakfast sandwich
Oh,
is?
did you want
This
one?
is amazing.
Oh, did you want one?
And that, sir, is why communism is a farce.
Yeah. Fucking jerk off.
You gotta try this.
I might as well finish it.
You're paid for it. No, you eat it. Get down and give me 20. I had two, but they were so good.
Not fucking one.
Did you want one?
I would have loved one.
Know that I'm sorry.
His reaction is fucking killing me.
I didn't
Holy
see
fuck.
how shitty it is.
How the fuck did you not see that? Oh my god.
You're fucking.
I didn't think it
And then he complains about the passenger seat being, the back seat being like straight up. Who the fuck's sitting here? Don't worry about it. It's not your fucking vehicle. Can I get a sandwich? No.
Fucking right.
Oh man.
Real dumb piece of shit this guy is.
Holy fuck.
Fuck.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Next week, you better have 3 breakfasts like that.
I'm
Wait,
fucking-
he's not going to be here next week.
So many
I'm
sandwiches.
going to Tim Hortons before I fucking pick you up.
Oh my god.
Get a farmer's wrap.
I didn't realize that was a dick move. I was genuinely
He does that
just
shit a
eating
lot,
my
doesn't he?
breakfast.
You know how you know you're really a dick? When you just realize your dick move was a dick move.
And then we stop at Twin Leaf right up before. He's like, Johnny B, grab me a water. Go fuck
I did
yourself.
not ask you for water.
He knew I had water.
Yeah,
Oh.
He knew I had great water.
Fucking A.
Oh, dude, I seriously am just like Mr. Magoo. I'm oblivious.
Don't see it.
I'm oblivious to cues, danger, fucking anything. I've been almost hit by so much shit because I'm just like, oh yeah, you guys see this tree? Like, oh.
This is why we need a third camera. All of us are looking over there.
Oh, do you guys have anything to add before I ask the next question?
I don't.
We've already changed the culture of the tribe and brought in maps. We're going to get everybody high.
Yeah.
And
high
they're-
on mushrooms.
Yeah, we're going to give them psychedelics. We're going to be farming peyote.
Oh, that'd be fun.
We should, because it's fucking picking it wild is like really bad for the environment and it's running out.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It takes fucking forever to grow.
Really?
Yeah, there's tons in Mexico, but even there, because people are harvesting it more, all the hippies, there's too many of them. It's like ayahuasca. They're running out of like the vines to fucking
We
make
were
it.
running
No
out
shit.
of sage a few
Yeah.
years ago.
Yeah,
It was
so
all the fucking hippies.
Yeah.
yeah, like
Goddamn
so
hippies.
part of what's cool about the so I don't like regulation. I'm very libertarian minded, but what would be really cool is if all the dispensaries sold weed that was grown here, and we had this giant cottage industry of growing weed, and that could piggyback into growing food and growing other
Right,
things, because you have the infrastructure, like you say, long time infrastructure to grow it.
Yep.
And that would also include other forms of medicine that's provided by the earth, by our mother.
Yeah, but that's what we should be doing. See,
Absolutely.
I did my first garden 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Like if I could stay home and grow vegetables and weed, I would do it.
Yeah.
Like I absolutely
You
would.
can.
Possible.
But it's so much fun.
Yeah.
But see, the thing is like that sustainability, that self-sufficiency, that's what we need to get to. And you're right. They were behind on the idea of like, guerrilla farming or whatever you want to fucking call it. You know what I mean? But that's a thing. And so I think that the idea of, large scale, cannabis grows, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
But I think we also need to focus on feeding ourselves.
Yeah.
I think that there needs to be as much attention given to that
Yeah.
as there is into growing weed.
Yeah.
But we also, I've always wanted to do, we have enough land. I want to do a wild game farm, like wild meat, enough to feed the people, like huge. Because like when,
Bison,
yeah,
elk.
buffalo, elk, moose, deer, and
That's what I'm talking about.
because what I noticed is when because I have sugar, but when I eat.
No.
Yeah.
You have sugar?
Well,
You mean you have
I have
diabetes?
diabetes.
No.
You don't say I have sugar.
But
Is that lollipop sugar free?
you do.
I don't think
I
so.
got sugar.
It tastes sweet as hell. But but yeah, I mean, like when I eat, like all my friends hunt, and I'm gonna go this year for the first time. But when I eat wild meat, I ate wild meat for like a week in a row, right? And vegetables that I grew. I felt fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like I really did. And I was like, this is the way to go, you know? And if we could do that for all of our people, you know what I mean? It'd be a beautiful thing. And we can.
Yeah.
There's no reason we can't.
For 1 week, you felt good.
Yeah, about that.
And then you fucked it up the next week.
Then I ate Big Mac and
Yeah.
KFC.
Dude, Five Guys is so good.
Amazing.
Five Guys is
Sugar-free
fucking
soda.
Sugar free.
Just 3 gallons of Diet Pepsi. Sugar free. It's
Be
good.
all right.
2 hot dogs and an orange.
He's got sugar. I got that sugar, baby. Gotta give me a
Goddamn
Snickers.
Suck on it.
Sugar.
Give it. Oh, I love sugar.
There you go.
Take myself out of the situation.
Yeah. Here, just keep eating them. I got my game plan now.
I got that sugar.
I'm gonna throw them into a coma.
That's awesome.
I'm microdosing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So
I tried.
I don't know. I'm
Look
funny
at
about.
him,
I like mutual aid. I like cooperation. I don't like communism. I don't like socialism. I think the way we frame collectivism is all the isms are weird. They don't work with our people. Even though Marx and Engels somehow looked at the Iroquois when they framed, fuck off, you idiots. Because part of it's about culture. Like, you can have any economic system in the world. If your culture values consuming, you're going to consume. If your culture values violence, you're going to be violent within the framework of that economics. It doesn't really matter. I like liberty and freedom. I think markets, when you remove corporatism, actually work, especially when you keep them at a local level. And that's what I like to see. I like all the small businesses. I hear people complaining about, there's so many dispensaries. Number one, it's not forever. The market will chase out the smaller players. They always will. And number two, fucking A, that's cool. Look how enterprising our people are.
Yeah.
Let's just give them the tools to be enterprising and let them do the thing. Like that's
for sure.
Why does everyone want to be in fucking charge of everything, dude? How much time in the day do you have to pay attention to what other people are doing?
Yeah.
I just drive around. Hey, look at that! It's cool. Hey,
It is.
Yeah.
I want sushi. I want good sushi. I don't want to have to go to Cornwall for sushi. Someone please open a good sushi place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Can
want
I,
to.
Well, I don't like sushi, but I'm saying like that's the kind
Yeah.
of stuff. Like we don't have, you know, like what? Look at it like this. Like you brought up the grocery store earlier. We're talking about infrastructure. Why don't we have a fucking grocery store? Like what the hell? You know what I mean? Like you can't. And that's the thing is, the tribe. I'm sorry, but those guys, you know, like the people on council, you're not business people.
No.
You're not business people. Let business people run the businesses, and don't make
Can
it
I
so that.
can I put a pin in that real
Okay.
quick? Because I want our other guest here to chime in, because he has worked at both big business and smaller business and thrived in both. So I think he would
He should
have
be
good.
open a grocery store and stuff.
Well, I think he would have
Yeah.
good insight here
That's it.
onto what you guys are trying
Absolutely.
to get at here. So please, Okie Rips, can you chime in?
Yeah, for sure. Well,
Finally, you get to talk.
oh yeah, I
Jesus
forgot.
Christ.
What were we even talking about again?
Weed.
Weed.
We're talking
Oh,
about big business and small
These
business.
guys are loud.
I got too. Got a little too high. I forgot what we were talking about.
Shut the fuck up.
So with big business and small business, I did get a little too high. I forgot where I was gonna go with this. I really did.
Well, you've been in both, and you've helped both thrive.
Yeah.
So
What was
what do you want to see for business aspect, and what should big business be left alone? Should small business be left alone?
I want to
Should they
see
be
the
allowed to-
tribe
Yeah.
just straight up fuck off on all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why being involved from kind of not their planning phases, but different planning phases of different dispensaries, and just hearing the input from then till now through what the tribe did and what, I don't know, it's just it's baffling. It's funny. I think they really don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're just, with how many long haul license dispensaries open, they really just wanted to push it out, and push it out is what they did, just to try to catch up. But they I don't know, they're just fucking ass backwards, just straight ass backwards. And I feel they should just monitor maybe the sale at the end of it rather than everything else that they want to do. But they, with some of the things that I've read and seen in there, like they really want to keep it here. And if they were going to keep it here, they're years and years out. They're never going to, they did a no look policy so you can open your store. So they could just get things rolling and get ahead of the game. But I really don't even think they're going to be able to take that back and go past the no look within a couple of years, because I mean there's 5 of them now, 6 of them that are tribally licensed, and they're all doing their thing, right? Like good luck.
Right.
Good luck, because I know
Obviously, the big shiny ones with nice lights are the tribally licensed.
Well, I mean,
the ones
we don't got big shiny lights
No.
and shit, but we're tribally licensed.
they're tribally licensed.
Yeah.
Are you?
They're one of the
Yeah.
3.
No, but your building's really nice though.
It's
It
pretty
is.
cool.
Thank you,
I like
thank
it.
you.
I like it.
really
It's
nice.
nice, but it's not opulent.
Yeah, it's
Right,
not. Yeah,
right.
exactly. Like I
Right.
like the
Yeah.
way it looks on the outside.
Yeah.
For
You
sure.
know what? I want to. We're talking about the cannabis stuff again. So, our people, they are enterprising. You know, they are. It just seems
Right.
to be built into us. You know, in some way.
That's why we conquered the whole fucking Northeast
Hey, man,
before the
yeah.
white people came in with smallpox.
Right? And
all,
blankets.
All these Indians complaining about colonization. You'd be colonized by us next, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
It's coming back
We
full
need to
circle.
Start conquering bare ass again.
Yes.
Yes.
Is
You
this
gotta
the
do
naked
business
episode?
shirtless,
I mean,
sir.
Yo,
business
before there were
shirtless.
muskets, we had fucking armor made of wood.
But
We
I'll,
looked like samurai.
Oh shit.
I'll give you. I'll give
I
you
want
an
to see the wooden
example.
cod piece. I want to see that.
I'll give you an example of why I think you're right that we should, you know, the tribe should sometimes just get the fuck out of the way. Is because one, I wanted to say this: if they're so concerned about bringing in revenue to run the programs, maybe you're not. Maybe you have too many programs that you're not.
Yeah.
You know, optimizing
Yeah.
the efficiency of them. You know, that's number one. But then 2, when we started it at the Longhouse, because it was me and a couple other guys that really started it, you know, like to get everybody going to the meetings, and I think you know who I'm talking about,
Right.
you know, and so we did things by the proper protocol, getting guided the whole time by the elders, making sure that we're doing it the right way.
Right.
We boom. We were going like, let's do this, let's get this done, because the young people were like, we can do this shit, like
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yep.
So we did, and then we needed regulations, right? You got to have some kind of rules for how you're going to operate,
For
right?
sure.
So we met, we were all talking about what needs to be in there, and then they asked me to write it. I wrote it, 5 pages. Didn't need to be 60 fucking pages long. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Like, that's absurd. You don't really need that. But it hit, and when we talked about this amongst the people, it was, look, we read the ones from the other Longhouse. We read the ones from New York. You know,
Yeah.
we read some other nations, some other states too. So, you know, there's ideas in there that are good ideas. They're basics that you should have in any kind of regulation for operating dispensaries, right?
Right.
So we borrowed some of those. We said we're not going to copy the tribe. We're not going to copy the state. We're going to do this, but there's ideas in there that we wanted to incorporate anyhow. So why not use them? And then they had me write them.
Right.
We did. Then we passed them. We did all this within 6 months. You know, like,
Yeah.
and you know, at our Longhouse, we have, you know, 12, 15 shops now, something like that. I don't even keep track anymore, but, you know, and they're operating. We keep an eye on everything. We make sure that things are going right. You know, the tribe could learn something from that.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
like the efficiency that we did with the motivation of doing it because we knew it was coming, and we took it on and we did it. You know,
Yeah.
like, and then it's also another thing in the Longhouse. It's like, let those businesses run themselves, you know,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
like, and you know what I mean? Be accountable, do no harm. That's what we're always taught. Do no harm. And that's basic principle. And that's what we do, but get the fuck out of the way. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if you aren't ready if you don't have your shit together, then what business do you have telling people who do have their shit together that they have to stop doing what they're doing?
Right.
And why don't you have your shit together? You get paid every day to do this.
Yep.
Exactly.
The guys doing it weren't getting paid every day to do this.
Me and the other guys, we didn't get paid to do that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, we were, you know, I was struggling. Like, I had graduated, and I was like, I gotta get some kind of money coming
Yeah.
in. You know what I mean?
And what's
But
up
we
with
got
that
it going.
system? What's up with a system that wants to be in charge of everything, but just can't be?
Exactly.
Like it took 5 months to put check signs. Like, you could, that's paperwork.
Yeah.
It took months and months and months and months to do that. So you want to do that and be in charge of building and be in charge of fucking regulating cannabis and be in charge of regulating other business like the farmers market was a fucking cock up too.
Right.
Now they're going to do it on their own, which they
Yeah.
should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
You know, if the tribe can help, is to protect them from the state,
Right.
and that's it. To protect them sometimes from our own police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
They're not really our police. We don't train them. We don't give them laws.
I know, right?
it's not, and that's the thing is like, and we keep. It seems like we keep coming back around to this kind of this topic is that we have people who know how to do this shit.
Yeah.
Just support them.
Yeah.
Like. Yeah, make sure that they're doing things in a good way and all that. You want to be confident in that, but what the fuck? Get out of their way. Let them do it. And support them when they need it.
Yeah.
And going forward, in 1990, this community tore itself apart over gambling and other things. It's always other things. Like it's back to the mental health. And gambling's the thing that set it off. A lot of it's malevolency and jealousy, and that's what you're seeing now. You're seeing people that they don't really care about cannabis one way or the other. They just hate that other people are doing it.
Right.
And they don't have to buy it.
True.
It is,
According to
Fair
the
enough.
book, One Nation Under the Gun, it all started because my uncle drank too much one night. And he went to shafts trying to start shit.
Yeah, that is how. But like going forward, I'm a great law guy. Increase the peace, man. How do we now that it is a cock up? How do we unfuck this thing? And that's
How do we unfuck the cock up?
and because I would not want to
Don't
punish.
sit down.
I would not want to punish people who went through the hoops.
Right.
Yep.
But I also, I don't think the tribal police should be shutting anybody down.
I don't
They're
think
not
they will,
going to.
yeah.
It's gonna
Highly
be.
doubt
It's
they
gonna
would.
be a fucking.
can't,
man. No,
it would
they're
be a
not.
fucking nightmare.
I have it on good
Yeah.
sources that's not going to
Yeah,
happen.
it would be a fucking nightmare. So just to bring those back together and the other part, everyone's worried about revenue sharing. How does that work? And
You're right.
I to me, I like the convenience store association and the longhouses do their thing. Everybody is as honest with each other as they can be.
Well, that's I'm a guy, a Lagoa guy too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the longhouse that I come from. But the thing is like it's just like you always like what I was taught is you go into these situations with the idea of coming out in agreement and with peace. That's it. It's simple. You have respect for each other. And the tribe and the way that they've handled this cannabis situation, completely fucking disrespectful, and just have no regard for the words of the people who are doing these things. Who have taken the initiative to do the work and get everything going. They came into our longhouse twice. They made assurances of certain things, and then they broke that word.
Yeah.
And I'll put that out there. It doesn't bother. You know what I mean? It's just what happened. They made assurances that they were going to have substantive dialogue with all the shop owners who are open. Have you ever got? I mean, you're tribally licensed, but you don't hear that coming back from the guys who aren't tribally licensed. That's not what they're doing.
Yeah, and that's their MO. So one thing I've said is like people they remember 1990, and for a lot of people the warrior flag is scary,
Right.
because how it was used as sovereignty in Ganawag and Oka, it was used for a civil war here.
Yeah.
It sucks that happened.
Yeah.
However, see, I lost my point.
Are you high now too?
I'm not high. That's I just
I'm a
have
little buzzed out
I
now.
just have mental illness.
Licking that same lollipop you've been licking.
Here.
Yeah.
I would like to.
Told you my tolerance is low.
I had a point there somewhere.
It'll come back around.
It will come around when it's not important anymore.
Right.
This is the pre-debate before the real debate.
Like, get it out of your system now.
Yeah, get this mind fuckery.
Yeah.
I was talking about the culture of the. Okay, that. So back to a lot of people are afraid of that in this community. So they've not done violence since, and so that's what the one thing that I remember is like I remember Salt and Roger getting arrested. That's an act of violence. Whether or not you have the authority of police, you are a force of violence. You are the force.
Right.
That's what they call you, the force. So we like to be afraid of, warriors and guns in 1990, but in reality is no one's ever retaliated for that. No one's the traditional people have been assaulted by the tribe time and time again. Even in the writing is a threat. It's a veiled threat. We are the duly recognized elective government of Akwesasne or of the St. Regis Monk tribe, and so it's right in there. Every single piece of thing they put out is like, we are in charge,
Right.
and they have assaulted our people multiple times. Both longhouses. I go to Mohawk Nation. That's my longhouse. I like to go to the other longhouse. Say, I'm a spy from the other longhouse. I love people's paranoia. It makes me so
Just
happy.
fuck with people.
It makes me so happy to fucking push buttons.
Fuck yeah.
There's probably an illness there.
I find joy in that as well sometimes.
Some people can
With people who are doing fucked up shit, though.
people take themselves too seriously.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Humbleness.
Yes,
you need to be
humbleness.
humble.
Be humble. So the reality is that the ones who have been violent over and over again are the St. Regis Monk tribe and the police. I would like to see that stop. I'd like to see. I'd like restitution. I like dispute resolution.
For sure.
I like mediation. That's how our ancestors solved things. This shit's not hard. Our ancestors fucking ate each other, and they were able to come to the table.
Right.
You ate my brother.
Yeah, bring back cannibalism.
It's funny, I was listening to a Faith Keeper, and he's like, they try to say that white people just made that all up, and that's just their stories.
Isaac's dying here.
We're killing Isaac.
Holy fuck. I don't know. That can't bring back cannibalism. That killed me.
He don't just eat pussy. He eats pussy.
Can we go get some air? Can we go get some air?
So at King Canna, we only offer the best. This is our house brand Moonrock, watermelon flavor, tons and tons. Wow, just amazing. The look, you just have to see this. Only at yours truly, King Canna.
I love how there's a lot of ex-coke dealers that have dispensaries now, but they still coke dealer shit they do. Like, say their stuff is the best. It's like, oh man, don't go to that guy. He won't even fucking get you high. Come to me.
Where's the lid to this?
Trap house shit.
God, this smells good.
Doesn't it?
I just want to fucking sit here and
It really does. It
Which one's that one?
Which one is it?
I don't know.
It says it right.
Moon Rock. It says
It
Moon
says it
Rock.
right on under the name.
It says King Canna Moon Rock. Strawberry cheesecake.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that one's good.
this
This one's watermelon. Smell
Fuck
that.
you, that's mine.
The watermelon's mine.
Yeah, that tracks.
Right?
And welcome to part 2.
Oh my.
We are still the Aboriginal Outlaws, Wil Bear Sunday.
Tony B.
Joshua.
And we are still here with Mr.
Isaac White.
and
Okie Rips.
there you go. All right, so there's a question I was hoping to.
That's Wil Bear Sunday.
I already
camera.
said my name, motherfucker.
Off camera.
They know how it goes, man. They know how it goes. But we obviously know that there is a big housing issue on the reservation. And I know you guys can go all day about that. But with the housing issue comes another unseen problem, the homeless issue. There's so many of our community members that are just like couch surfing right now. And from what I hear, I haven't seen it for myself, but I guess it is there, is just a little community of people under the bridge, right when you're going to the island.
Well, that's Canada's problem.
Yeah. It's MCA. It's fucking,
You gotta stop thinking like that.
fucking MCA's problem.
If you wanna merge these two sides of our tribe, then you gotta stop thinking like that.
Those are the people whose family who burned so many bridges they had to live under one.
It's all right though, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna slowly let the fucking island just drift down to St. Lawrence. So that's fuck that
It'll
problem.
be Quebec's problem. Then.
Yeah. Montreal's problem pretty soon. Gonna walk.
Isaac,
Cold-blooded.
do you
It's called real
think you have a
politics, sir.
serious answer for this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that housing. See, what we've got happening in Akwesasne is we have a limited land base, already, and then a lot of the land in Akwesasne is family land. So if your family doesn't have land, or if you don't have a ton of money to be able to buy land from somebody, you're usually shit out of luck, and that falls amongst our generation for the most part. I know a lot of people who, they have a good job, this and that, but they just can't afford to buy a parcel of land. So that 240 acres, this is what jumps into my mind every time. You've got that 240 acres that the tribe overpaid for, but bought anyway, which is our land. There's 240 acres there. Now, I've read some of the environmental report on it. There's some problems in there with how you'd be able to actually, turn that into land that could be, stable enough for housing, but it can be done. And the point is with that too, though, is it needs to be done because we need to have ways to encourage our people to stay here, not leave, not have to go, I know Messina isn't that far away, but why should our people have to go and buy a house in Messina because they can't get any type of, affordable housing here in Akwesasne? So, I wanted, and I know that they talked about this. It's not an original idea. And the tribal council has been talking about turning that 240 acres, part of it into, housing. Well, we've seen the progress that's been done on that thus far. But that's what I really want to do. And it's not just an idea, we need to be able to make that land into a place where people, we can have, almost little communities, like how it is in Roosevelt Town, like where I live, right? Our houses are pretty close together, but we can set up that kind of idea, like little community right there, housing. Everybody's close together, you know what I mean? But you all have your acre, so you can have a yard, you can have a garden, you can do all that stuff. You could have a community garden there, but you got to have affordable housing, and that land, in my view, should just be given to the people, people who need it. And you can have some kind of way to check, what I mean, on a needs-based system to be able to do that. But I also think, in the idea of going back to collectivism, because I talked to somebody about this and they were upset. Well, I had to pay for my land. I had to work and do this. And I say, these people are working. It's not like we're talking about people who never, they don't go to work and they're just asking for free shit all the time. They just can't afford to buy an acre of land. They need some help. So why not do that for them? That's what I want to do. Like that doesn't seem like a crazy, outrageous idea to me. And then those people who are helped, they can give back and, help in ways too. They can, work in the community garden. They can do those kinds of things, more of that collective idea, everybody pitching in and everybody can benefit from all of this stuff, because it's sad to see young families who, they got to live in Messina. It's like, I don't want to see our people have to do that. You know what I mean? You got to have affordable housing. Like, there's people, and we have experts in Akwesasne on housing, listen to them. They're bringing in fresh ideas on this, renewable, more environmentally friendly materials, hemp, hempcrete, stuff like that. Like, why aren't we trying to encourage this? There's somebody who was on council before that told me they had a guy who had all the equipment and stuff like that, and he wanted to start, helping to do this. Why not take that idea and get our people who know how to do these things and do it ourselves? Why aren't we looking at these things? I don't, and it's not that council, I'm not saying that they're definitely not doing this, but if they are, they're not expressing that to us, so what kind of hope do the young people have, going forward? And that's where we need to get. We need to get to being able to do that for each other. And it can start with everybody, here's an acre of land, you can, we'll clear it out. We'll do all this, use those funds that are there to help the people,
Well, I know that someone that you and I know had taken the old Sabaguato building that was over by White Road and turned it into apartments.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could look a little bit better over time, but right now, yeah, people are living in there. So it can be done. Yeah. I mean, we do know of a pretty large building that did have bingo machines in it and shit like that is currently just fucking housing old furniture.
Yes.
I can see a homeless shelter there.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think this is a multi-layered thing here again, because the homeless issue ties back into mental health and addiction. There's no healthy-minded person living on the streets. They have options. So and they're dragging their family along with them. I don't know what the extent of it is on the American side. Like I said, I joked about having, the Canadian side's problem, but they have more resources for that over there, and they are looking at it. It's happening over there. I wish we could do something about it if there are people. I don't know the extent of it, and I don't know the extent of over here. I know we're a
lot of people don't know the extent.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't know at all.
And part of it is because we are a familial people who take care of each other. We see that every time. We saw it in coronavirus. We saw it in the ice storm. We see it. We're like a big, giant, dysfunctional family who, when shit goes down, we help each other out. Even we don't like each other. We take care of each other. So housing, again, it's also culture. We don't have enough room for everybody to have an acre and a house. And is that even sustainable? It's not. That kind of arrangement only works when you have cheap fuel. And we are going to run out of cheap fuel. That is going to happen. If we have to think 7 generationally, or even 5 generationally, or 3, gas prices are almost $5. Right? That kind of arrangement only works with cheap energy. Not even just energy.
Yeah,
cheap
but
energy.
it's only that price now because we're at war.
No, oil is a finite resource. It is going to run out. And electric is not going to make up in any significant way because your infrastructure is all geared towards having cheap energy. And when that is no longer available, I don't know what we're going to do. Nuclear? Maybe. But that's going to take years to scale up. And it's going to take years. This is why they're starting this conversation now. So if going forward, we've built like retards on this res for the past 50 years. We've sprawled. It's worse on the Canadian side. It's worse on the Canadian side. But on the American side, too, we have a limited land base. If we want to grow anything here, we can't take our arable land and put foundations on it. But in those areas, we're thinking of Akwesasne as St. Regis in the bounds of the triangle in this area. Like, Akwesasne extends from Kingston to Long Sault. That is Akwesasne. On 10 miles either side of the river. That's all Akwesasne. We're standing in Akwesasne. We colonized ourselves by saying this is Fort Covington, right? This is within the bounds of the 1796 treaty. This is still Akwesasne. We're just allowing them to say what Akwesasne is. Now, we traditionally come from a longhouse people and steelworkers. I've said this a lot of times on the podcast. We don't have fucking buildings. It's stupid. It's stupid to build out when you know how to build up. It's stupid to not take already constructed land. So the tribal building, I bitch about it all the time because they fucking bulldoze the forest to build a building that does not suit our people, is not environmentally conscious. Just because you slap fucking solar panels on it does not make it environmentally conscious. Look at that glass. That building's hot as hell in the summertime. They have to air condition the shit out of it. It's just fucking, it's like a no-brainer. Any farmer knows. Listen to your farmers a little more. Farmers built the first tribal building. Did you know that?
We have hardly any farmers anymore, though.
Right. But we do have farmers. They're just not very loud. I've talked to farmers. I know tons of farmers. I remember a traditional chief one time said, we don't have farming in our community anymore. No, you just don't know about it.
They just don't like you.
Shout out to Mr. Bonaparte. We had you on.
Yep. And then John was over here the other day. We were talking about the farmers market. We were talking about farms. So when I look at, when we talked about infrastructure is expensive. There's an entire town we're standing in right now that's fucking falling apart and burning down. There's a lot of infrastructure here that could be gobbled up. It's in our area. There are neighbors. Fort Covington is not like white people and Indian. Fort Covington are blended families. There's entire families that are mixed here. That's fine. That's the Mohawk way. Right? The name's Tarbell didn't come from the Ice Age.
Came from the brothers.
They came from a pair of brothers that we captured in a war. Right? The name Lazore doesn't come from, it comes from a lieutenant that found a hot lady Mohawk, and there we are. And all of our names are like that. This is not new. This is our culture. Blood quantum's not our culture. That's some kind of made-up bullshit, and it does not serve. And it's a separate conversation, but it should come up because it's stupid.
I heard it was only dogs, horses, and Native Americans that were judged on blood quantum.
Well, in the 30s, Jews.
Well,
yeah, that too.
Yeah, but that's the concept of the one drop, and then you're Indian or you're Jewish. You know what I mean? But you hit on good things, because one thing that I want to we talked about infrastructure earlier. Now,
if I do heroin with the right Jew and get his blood,
You're a heroin addict?
Yeah?
I mean,
No,
you don't
but
have
if it'll make me Jewish,
what about transfusion?
even better.
It's like
Yeah.
more blood.
There you go.
Hiya, motherfuckers.
Give them a pint.
Shalom.
Let's go do a pint. It's the traditional way.
But they get, you know, one interesting thing is with nope.
Do we fucking look like
Hi, bird.
You're fucking failing if you are.
Hi, bird. But yeah, they like what a lot of people don't think about is, and I understand why. Like, I don't vote in outside elections. You know what I mean? I don't. But one thing to think about is Bombay, right? Now, when I worked at the court, PJ was really onto this stuff, and he got me into looking at the numbers. Now, Bombay is a perfect example. Fort's actually a good example too. Bombay, especially though, if they didn't have our casino revenue money, they would die. Mm-hmm. They literally would. It would turn necrotic, and they wouldn't be able to exist. The funny thing is that we, you know, in Akwesasne, we can vote in Bombay elections. We could take over that town, you know, and we could start to, you know, branch out. There's arable land there. You know, there's a lot of arable land there, actually. You know, so those are things. And I agree with you on, you know, like 1 acre for everybody. Like, that's not necessarily sustainable. But you brought up something that I'm glad that you did. Building up. You know, my wife is always on this. She's like, we have iron workers who know how to build. She said, and we, you know, if we don't have enough land to spread out, then why don't we build big apartment buildings, you know, like stuff like that. Like, and are those ideas even being talked about? You know what I mean? Like,
They're being poo-pooed, actually.
Yeah.
It's impossible when...
And it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Well, it's also not fair that thousands of Amish can thrive on land that should be ours.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's fucking kill the Amish. No,
No, you know what? Amish. You're
Kill
not the
the
only one
Amish.
that I've heard, you know, complaining about the Amish.
fuck the Amish. Fuck their horse shit and their stinky ass fucking cinnamon rolls.
Well,
Fuck
they're
that.
also, like, for all the stuff we like to talk about going back to our ancient ways, they prove that it's just a choice that we don't.
Yeah.
True.
Like,
That's true.
we just like our lattes and our moon rocks, so...
And that was brought to you by King Canna.
My moon rock.
I hate it when some white lady, when I'm working at the casino, or was working at the casino, I hate it when some white lady or some white dude who came from fucking Constable or some shit brought in fucking Amish bread or Amish buns. I'm like, don't touch that stinky ass shit.
They were just
You ever
scratching
seen
their
Amish
ass.
people buying toilet paper?
Did you ever see their fucking fingernails?
Yeah, and they're just punching down that yeast for you.
Smells
Fuck
like a
that
cookie.
shit.
Yeah.
That's why they won't die.
Well, I think this leads back into the change of conversation and doing things as we would do them. Remember, we're fucking Indians. They're trying so hard to fucking forget that we're a bunch of Indians, and I don't know why they're not proud of that. Like, let's do things Indian way.
Well, you know what though? It's like the whole thing, the joke about the bolo tie and all that shit. You know, it's like we are a bunch of Indians, right? So, but the only time that you want to, you know, it seems like a lot of time when they want to be proud to be Indians is when it can
White
be.
people are watching.
It's like a show.
It
You know
is
what
a
I mean?
show.
It's a show
They're jiving and shucking.
because they, well, jig dancing and you know. But that's the thing is like, and it comes, and people, you know, our people know that is a show. We can see that, you know, but the outside thinks it's, you know, authentic and that's, you know, who we are, that, you know, we don't, you know, that we're not just Indians anymore. Like, we've been assimilated and, you know, adopted, you know, co-opted a bunch of the ways of the outside. You know, that's not really the way that, you know, at least when I'm out in the community and stuff, like, that's not the way that we think. You know what I mean? It's like, it's totally opposite. Like, everybody, fuck the federal government. You know what I mean? But that the upper echelons of the tribal
Except
system.
the Marines. They really like the Marines.
Yeah. But, well, I'm friends with a bunch of Marines.
They really, really like
Marines
the
are badass. That's
They are badass.
Yeah, they
But-
really like the Marines, but the rest of the government, not so much.
It does, but it does, you know what I mean? It just seems so, like, a lot of it just comes across so phony. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't stand that. Like, you can say whatever you want about me. Like, I don't care. But at least at least we're being honest here. You know what I mean? At least we're being real about things here.
Yeah.
You know? this could be when keeping it real goes wrong, but who knows?
I
We'll
mean,
see.
probably. It hasn't gotten me arrested yet, but I have had to argue with bosses before.
Still here, huh?
Yeah, so for me, that's thinking outside the box. Is like stop with the sprawl. Stop with the one home. I think we have enough one homes. If you can do that, do that. But can we repurpose land that is not good for farmland? Like you were saying, like a bingo palace, like an IGA building that fails as an IGA building. Why are we hanging on to poor investments?
For sure.
Like there's that mental quality, and we all have it. We see it on when it's time to clean up everybody's yards. We hang on to shit because our grandparents were poor as shit. And they hung on to everything. We're no longer poor as shit, so we just start buying stuff and then dump.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, you're at my house.
It's funny hearing this guy say this when he brought a fucking garbage chair back from Gunawaga.
Hey man, I'm ecologically minded. This is a choice. I could sell out harder.
I saw a use for that.
Yeah. So I see these dying towns around us as a resource.
Yeah, absolutely.
And not just to be like, oh, we're in charge. No, man. We want to make it better for everybody. I don't want
sure.
Bombay to suck. I want you good farmers to keep fucking farming.
Right.
That's cool. Let's get out of the milk industry and start diversifying.
Yes.
And let's work with the cooperative extension, and let's fucking do this, man. Because I want good food too.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to have to just go to the farmer's market. I just want to go to fucking Twin Leaf or whoever's next door, and like they have already prepared shit. I don't even have to think about it. I'm just like, this is great.
Yep.
And it's just I just like their salad. I just like their this. I don't want to have to think about it. And that's the thing is when the government does stuff, it tends to be you have to think about going to DMV.
Right.
You have to think about it. It has to be this whole process. It shouldn't. It should all happen over your phone. But it doesn't. It's this whole fucking. It takes a fucking chunk of your day out. I don't think the tribal council should operate like that. I think you shouldn't notice it's doing shit unless it's fucking up.
Yeah. That's a good point. I mean, that's true. It should almost be background noise. You know what I mean? And until something goes wrong, then you know. You know what I mean? And you keep people apprised of what the healthy operational system is. You know what I mean? Like you're updating it. You're telling people, it's still, things are going all right. This is what's going on. You know what I mean? If something fucks up, then we'll fix it. We'll come to you and we'll tell you what happened. But it's, you like these towns around us, and I'm a little bit more militant when it comes to this, but I really do, I agree. I don't want to just say, hey, we're taking over the town and we're going to, you're all going to just do what we say, whatever. Because we could make it better for everybody, and that's the idea is like, because it made me think about that. When I came back in 03. So I was gone from when I was 4 till I was 21. But when I came back, I noticed this. I was like, it seems a lot of times like the outside, like communities around us, they don't like us. Yeah. You know what I mean? And no, but that's what I had to realize. Word. Like I was like, yo, what the fuck? This is so weird. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it's like you could, if people are just gonna hate us, well, then I basically say fuck them. So whatever. But for the people who are out there, and there's a lot of them. I have a lot of friends from Massena and stuff like that. I went to college with, and they're non-natives, but they're friends with us. They do care. So like we could make things better for everybody like that.
Get rid of prison culture.
Yeah, it's. I mean, honestly,
there are good whites.
There, one right, Isaac White.
Yeah,
Tribal Chief, June 4th, 2022.
Are you circumcised?
Yes. Oh fuck! Why did I talk about that?
Why was there a bad story?
Because now I'm talking about circumcision on myself, and so
don't circumcise your kids, people.
Yeah.
I mean, if you did already, sorry, but
I think you just lost the vote there, Isaac.
I'm circumcised as well.
With your fucking weird pee-pee.
It's not weird.
Your colonized dick.
You tried to look at it earlier.
You wanted to see it.
Will's a meat gazer.
He is a meat gazer.
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's back to the culture change, what you're talking about. So with the casino, I have friends on the inside of the casino. I have a friend he's a financial analyst, super nerd. Like, remembers the DM manual off the top of his head kind of nerd.
Wow.
He's a gamer. Crazy. He could make our casino so much. So anyways, he doesn't work there no more, COVID. But so he knows ways to make that gaming so much more addictive and to a different demographic by using gamer things. Like, it's the same way your kids are accidentally charging $1,000 online.
Right.
Yeah, he could do that. They don't want to listen. They know. They want to, because it comes down to colonization. It comes down to that's not what Vegas does, so we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
And it's the same with medicine. It's like everything we're talking about today.
Yeah, let's
related
make
to that.
gambling more addictive.
Not for our people.
Not for our people.
We're gonna bring back that no Indians allowed sign.
Not for our people.
No, because that
No Indians allowed.
You know what? My grandpa told me that when he said that he could remember when he was a little kid there being no Indians allowed
In Bombay?
in Messina.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit.
So a friend of mine I work with bought a house over there recently, and it said no coloreds on the deed.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah, no colored people.
That's crazy.
They can't change it, like the language.
No, you can't.
It sits on there.
If you go, because I know, like, I was taught how to do like property abstract stuff like that. So like, you go up to the Franklin County courthouse building, go into the clerk's office, and do all your nerd shit like that, like I like to do. And but you'll see wild shit in there.
Yeah.
Like, because you can't. The way you do an abstract, you find the newest one and then you just trace it back. You go through the books and you do it, right? And you look, and then as it gets older and older, you start seeing some fucking wild stuff, and you're like, whoa.
It's like a blockchain.
It's really, it's crazy. It's also fun to go look up your relatives, see if they're in the criminal conviction books.
How many were?
Yeah.
I had 3
Nice.
Nice.
that I could find right away.
Yeah.
And I was looking for names.
Yeah.
Out of 5, 3 were in there.
Nice.
You do that for fun?
Yeah, that's what you,
I like doing
that's what you like
research.
to do.
That's
Yeah,
why
that's
I'm
what
like
researchers
my,
do.
my writing, like I like doing that.
Yeah.
Johnny B, what do you like doing for fun?
Absolutely fucking nothing.
You go to the fucking library and
I don't.
try to solve fucking 80-year-old
I don't.
cases?
I sit in my air-conditioned apartment, right? I got a brand new love seat, leather. Got the cup holder right there. I got a nice fat fucking Mountain Dew sitting there.
Yeah.
Air conditioned. Turn the Xbox on. I jump on a little online.
Oh, you're an Xbox guy?
Yeah.
Oh man, come on.
So this is why.
See that? And he's gonna talk to you like you're the fucking queen.
Yeah.
See, this is why the Johnny B.
Sony.
So if the Johnny B's of the world who just want to sit in a recliner and they don't want to spend too much on rent and they want to have a nice place that's air conditioned, that's what we're talking about, man. A passive building is your apartment building.
I didn't know you
But
were a
but like,
Mountain Dew
'cause
guy.
I was for the last 5 years,
Yeah.
I have been looking. I've been to the clerk's office
Yep.
fucking countless times,
Yep.
inquiring about fucking land.
Yep.
Everything's being disputed. Or
Yeah.
people want to get rich off a fucking acre.
Yeah.
So I'm being forced. I actually went and looked at a house down Roosevelt Town yesterday. It's a nice house.
Let's do Aboriginal Outlaws podcast
So,
to have the details
yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
We talk about it
So
in episode
I'm
87.
being like, I'm looking at a house in Fort over here, up
Yeah.
the hill too, and then down Roosevelt Town.
Nice.
Is it the one that's over by the across from the Amish house, the yellow one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just further up.
No, there'd be you could be my neighbor though.
But
Yeah.
we're looking to buy off the
And that's
Akwesasne, like
and that sucks.
boundaries.
Like
so.
what
Yeah, I
mean?
love Akwesasne.
Yeah,
I
that's
want to
what-
live in Akwesasne. I want to build a house.
Yep.
And raise my kids in Akwesasne.
Yeah.
But
The thing is for me
Makes
is
it a
like
lot
because
tougher.
me getting taken away when I was 4 and not allowed. I was not like my family here was not allowed to be in contact with me. I wasn't allowed to come here. Like that's just the way it was. But coming back, you know what I mean? It's like and I see the shortages in land. Like my father, he had land on St. Regis Road near the quarry, the old quarry, and he sold that. Like I was lucky that my wife, that Lug has all kinds of land over. You know, William's a neighbor of ours. Like that, I was lucky. You know what I mean?
Call me William.
I keep doing that. He keeps telling me, just call me Will. I keep doing it.
We like
Do
Bill.
I look like a fucking William?
You look like a Bill.
But that's, you know what I mean? But it's
Boy,
a,
don't even.
it really is a sad commentary that, you know, that our people have to do that sometimes. Because, and you're right, people want to get rich on a goddamn acre of land.
Yeah,
Look,
it's
man,
true, though.
I understand.
and it's not even like riverfront. I can see
No.
paying
Yeah, no,
money
for real.
for something that's
Yeah.
riverfront.
Yep.
But like if it's just sitting there,
Yep.
it's nice, surrounded by marsh.
Yeah.
That's the
Landlocked,
riverfront.
can't even get in and out.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck?
And now, like, and see, and that goes back to the idea of collectivism, is that you talk about this, and then is it really the best way to try to gouge our people who need land? Like, I mean, I understand you want to make a profit off
Yeah.
it, but like, where does money come into the conversation as being more important than, you know, us taking care of each other?
Yeah.
Like me, I tell everybody, I ain't doing this for money. I don't care. Like that raise, I'm giving it all back. And
I'm not.
money's not what motivates me. It's really not, and it never has been. But Well, when I was younger, yes, but I had a change of
same
I had a
here, too.
change of ways.
Same here too. Like I don't give a fuck about money.
Yeah, like
Money's
I
a means to an end.
Yeah.
it's a tool.
It's a tool. It's
You know,
like
like-
an airplane to where it's nice.
We get taught that we were told that at the like Loran, he was saying he looked at all of us and he said, you know, just look at money. We all need it. Everybody needs it at some point. You need it to live.
Yo, look
But
what
look at it like a tool. It's a tool.
They're barely on camera, fuck. Jesus Christ. Shut
Look at
the
it, look
fuck
at
up while
this,
you're letting me
motherfucker.
shit.
But it is. It's
care
a
about
tool.
shit.
Switch it to them once in a while.
You use it the right way. The tool. You work the tool. Don't let the tool work you.
That's right. Yeah.
But now I don't mind buying a house out of Akwesasne.
Right.
Like fuck you Indians.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. As I got older, I felt the same damn way, man.
fucking
Like, I don't even
spoiled
care.
ass, spoiled
Fucking
ass,
Indians.
privileged ass fucking
Yeah.
Indians.
I
Born
Fuck
and
y'all.
raised, snot.
Well,
Yo,
that's
now
why
I could
we're-
care
I'm a-
less.
Buying a house that's like right in the middle of Amish territory.
There you
like,
go.
Fuck y'all.
You mean like me?
I want all my neighbors to be fucking just creepy little white,
Yeah, but
blonde haired, blue eyed, little fucking creep.
children of the corn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They,
children
it
of the
is.
corn.
It does get creepy.
It
man.
does, man.
It
Yeah.
does.
I
Like,
want
Imagine,
that.
man. They got some
I want
cult
to
shit
wake
going
up in the
on.
morning, make my coffee, and there's a little Amish kid standing by my back window.
You
like,
want some bread?
What the fuck?
They all kind of look the same.
Pickles. Yeah, I want that feeling of fear. Like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
keep you on your toes.
Yeah, you creepy little motherfucker, you. Go home. Get out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, there's another side. There's another part of this. Like, so I was told Indians don't own land, and we know that's not true.
That's not true.
Yeah.
You know, in British common law, they have wandering provisions because there's so little land in UK that people have a right to walk on the land. And I think of that often when I'm by the river because all the riverfront's taken.
Right,
And how fucking it's really not fair that just by virtue of your grandparents had this spot at some point that now the rest of us can't enjoy the spot of land. And so those are things we have to think about and bring in. And the others are public spaces. There's no public. There's like two public spaces. There's like the generations, and then the boat launch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's sort of public places
Yeah.
like Junquanadillo, like the farms, but they're not really public. So one thing I would like to see is more public spaces, and
Me
not
too.
and not this bullshit where just like the park closes when it gets dark out.
No lights.
Yeah, there's no lights there.
Yeah.
Bikes and all these fucking rules. Oh, use our park, but use it the way we tell you to.
Yeah,
or you're
for sure.
You know, see, now it's going to seem like I was copying you, but I swear this has been part of the campaign too. Is
Smart people think smart.
yes, exactly. I'm not that smart, but whatever.
Vote for me.
But I know I'm not smart. Vote for me.
Not that smart. Well,
I'm a retard. Yeah,
man, you're supposed to be
I'm a dum
helping
dum.
yourself,
I'm
man.
a momo.
Come
Vote
on.
for me.
He seems like a good guy, people.
No, but we wanted to do like almost like borough parks. You know what I mean? So like Racket and Roosevelt Town, there's a park. You know, there's a park in Frogtown. Like
Just call them districts.
something. Yeah, whatever. I don't want to go into that like whole because people get caught up on the semantics and that drives me nuts. You know what I mean? But everybody knows what I mean. You know. So do those things, you know, but then we also got to have ways for the kids to be able to get there. So we need to set up some kind of transportation within the territory and outside to go outside the territory.
Yeah.
Because this is one thing I know. A lot of our people don't have cars. You know, there's too many people who don't have cars. And then
Much drinking and driving.
it's hard to get around. You know what I mean? So, and around us, you got to have a car.
Why
You
you
know what I
looking
mean?
at me for?
But
Yeah,
we
I'm
can,
the only one in this fucking room that's ever driven drunk. Fuck
I never
yourself,
did.
You fucking douche.
Not only have I driven drunk,
crack
I've
of
gotten
your
away
ass
with it after a high-speed chase with the police.
mine was a
Crack of your
DWAI.
ass stink.
I don't drive drunk. I get blind people to drive for me.
Crack of your ass stink.
I got four of them.
Yeah.
I got four of them.
Yeah. If only there was a transportation system that you could walk on, like a sidewalk.
Oh shit, that is
It'd be on the
innovative.
side of the road. It would be on the side of the road, and you would walk on it. And there might be like some kind of barrier between the road.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and this is back to the permaculture thinking. So the tribal building, they put it there, and they create a road that's basically a racetrack. And then they complain that people drive fast on it.
You haul ass on that road.
Yeah, they haul ass on that road.
All the
So
time.
first of all, why didn't anybody think of, hey, this is where kids play, and there's like medical shit here. Why would we put a really busy place right here? Number one. Number two, why do we make our roads like a racetrack and wonder why people treat them like a racetrack? It's almost like there's a psychological instinct to drive faster when it's nice and straight and fucking
Flat.
smooth.
Yeah.
So
Are you calling our people stupid?
no, I'm calling the people who get paid a lot of money to think of things like that. They either didn't think of it, or they did it on purpose. Like, it's one of those.
When you're making that kind of money, when you're chief, you can be fucking dumb too.
Well, that's the thing is the chief doesn't design it.
No.
He has a fucking designer design it. And they look at a bunch of designs, I think, right? And you pick one.
Oh, I don't know that they're looking
look.
at a bunch of designs, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And that's a problem that we're having is like you said, like that they know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like that's what I came across with the MMJ biopharma thing. Like it comes down to two choices basically in that, and I think that that's a microcosm of a lot of the way that things are done within the tribal council and stuff. So one, either you didn't do your due diligence, right? You didn't do your research, and that's really bad.
Yeah.
Or two, you knew,
Yeah.
and you went for it either anyway, and
You're
that's
either
worse.
competent or you're evil.
Exactly, and that's bad. Like either way, you're either one is a shitty fucking choice, but one is worse than the other in my mind because it's corruption. But it's really like
I promise to be small c corrupt.
well, I would rather have someone stupid
Yeah.
than corrupt.
Yeah, here's small c corrupt. I hire the guy because I know he can do it. That's small c corrupt. I don't spend 6 months fucking finding 50 dudes, and then the guy with the most credentials doesn't come from here, so the guy from here doesn't get hired because he has fewer credentials.
Right.
And so there's like, I know these 4 dudes can do it, but why don't you do it, please?
Yeah.
Like that's I don't know. That's okay, I guess. But but when it's like, oh, you're paying someone who's kind of involved in it on some level, or a family member's involved in it on some level, that's big C corruption.
Yes.
I don't like that.
And that happens.
I'm sure it does.
Oh yeah.
And we don't, like, it's that idea of like, talking about things behind closed doors, and that's the difference. Is that we like me. A lot of people don't want to be put on the hot seat. They don't want to have that scrutiny on them.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Because I'm doing this for the people.
that's right.
And so I'll take it. You know what I mean? I'm fine with it. But there's so many things that happen, and I'm writing an article right now about the GM situation. Well, I'm trying, but I can't get people to even be an anonymous source on the record.
Oh, really?
Not like an official. It's like completely off the record. Like I can't use any of what they tell me, even as an anonymous source, because and that's
People will know.
Right, they're worried someone's going to figure it out. And I've always protected my anonymous sources.
Yeah.
Always. And I always will. But, that's the kind of stuff we have happening here a lot is people talk about these things with, their families and stuff like that. But they don't want to come out and, like, put themselves, in front of everyone, which I understand. It can be hard to do that. Like, I had to get used to it. Like, now I'm fine with it, but for a while there, it was hard to do. But we need to just encourage the people to, just come out and just say what's going on. Just say it. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not complete hearsay and rumor, then
Exactly.
if you know something, just come out. Because I want to have
Be
bigger...
brave, be bold.
Yes,
Don't be a
come out
pussy.
of
bold.
the closet.
Don't be a pussy. And if you act up at my tribal meeting, I'll break your fucking arm in front of everybody.
No, you won't. No, you won't.
Because you won't act up.
No, you won't.
Because you won't go
You'll
to
have
tribal
people
meetings.
to break.
Because you won't try to go to
Yeah,
tribal
you'll
meetings
have people like me to drag people.
Oh,
in
you
the
should have.
back.
There you go.
You should have
Yeah.
seen the way
That's
I
the
was
way
getting
to do
out
that.
that on
Chappelle
Saturday.
style. Chappelle style.
Yeah.
Someone
Just
gets
yell at
slapped real
security.
quick.
Yellow security, and one of us come running.
Security.
Well, not running, but
Yeah.
we'll show up.
Trotting.
Yeah, yeah.
Actually, you know what? That happened at 2 tribal meetings. Like they basically were telling me to like shut up. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was like I'm trying to show you that the whole purpose of this is for the community to be able to interact with you and have a nice conversation, and then it opens up conversation between the people too.
Yeah.
And it just seems to be it continually just proves to me that they're just
But that's an
shutting
ongoing
that
thing.
down.
They used to leave. They would leave. If they didn't like what they were hearing, they would just get up and leave. I've seen some people in this room's grandparents get up and leave. Fuck you guys. I'm going home.
Yeah.
People like to argue. It's fun. It's fun.
Well, especially our people, like that's we do. We like to talk. We like to debate. You know what I mean? That's what.
Well, in the Longhouse, we actually have a protocol for this. And there's no reason we can't copy that at a tribal meeting. It doesn't have to be fucking 3 dicks sitting at a table in front of everybody else like they're the Lord. I mean, you can call me Lord Satcham. I like it. Lord Satcham of Hopkins Point. That sounds pretty darn good.
Yeah, but that
Solid ring
is
to it.
those are things that because I've been at the Longhouse for a long time now, and that's what you learn is you learn the protocols, and that's a good way to conduct yourself.
They're
It
great when they really
is.
do it. The problem is sometimes what they do is they have this nice decor meeting, and then afterwards a real decision gets made out in the parking lot.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
That happens too.
That happens. I don't want to get into
More
it
at
right
one
now.
longhouse than the other. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't know which. Well, anyway, I don't want to get into it right now. But yeah, it's
Let's just say corruption doesn't.
doesn't stop at the tribal building.
Exactly. And the corruption is really in our hearts, and this is why, through the power of spirituality, join the free church of the Aboriginal Outlaws.
Yes.
Absolve yourself of this white man's sin. Wait, that's a different podcast. That's next year's plan.
It's like those ideas of like how to conduct a meeting. Like I put a motion on the floor at the last at one of the monthly meetings, and I said the people need more time. The people need more time for new business to be able to talk with the
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
with the council. What the hell are you doing?
Keep going.
And it got passed, and then I went to the work session, which is where they discussed these things.
Yeah.
And it was basically what they said. Well, we have Robert's Rules of Orders we need to follow, and we also so it's basically going to be up to the chairperson. So this last meeting yesterday, they actually had a fucking timer up there. 5 minutes. They literally, as soon as I started talking or anybody else, 5 minutes goes up and it starts counting down, and I'm like, "What are we doing?
Now,
Like, what the fuck?"
now, okay. Here's one
Like a
thing.
comedy club.
Yeah.
Well, it goes back, but this is related to this stuff. We have this thing called the internet. People can put their new business in like way ahead of time, and it can just be right there, and then we can talk about each one really quickly, or not. If it depends on how much work, because sometimes I think some things need a whole meeting of themselves.
Thank you.
And you're not going to solve it. And it's like, a debate. So if they have a real debate, I don't know how tribal politics works. We're not allowed, we don't do them on the radio station because we don't like controversy like that. And we try to be nice to everybody. So that's how the radio station works. We try to walk the line of everybody's line. It works.
They only like the Brazona controversy.
So, no, we addressed that. We addressed that.
Arizona?
Somebody said the old-fashioned word for Brazil nuts
saw
on the
that.
radio station.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was a long time ago. It was before COVID. Yeah, it was before COVID. So it will never hurt.
That's a rough
anything.
one.
That was fucking funny.
Is it though?
Yeah.
And that's why I can't be a DJ, because I would start laughing when he said that.
And
I could not be
Did you
professional.
just say? And then Will would say it.
Yeah.
What was it, Will?
You know what though? That's like that whole idea of because the way that they set it up is new business. We're gonna give you a half an hour, which is not nearly enough. But the thing is people bring up an issue, and that's exactly what it. You were exactly right.
Yeah.
Some things need their own meetings.
Yeah.
Like these are big issues, and the people want to talk about this.
Yeah.
They want to have, they want to have input into what is going to happen.
So we'll be meeting more than once a month.
Oh, I'm meeting
You mean
every
like
week.
maybe a couple times a week, really? Because what else are you doing?
Well, that's exactly what I've committed myself, and my running mate Debbie Rourke. She's the same. We're gonna have one. We're gonna do at least one open community meeting a week, and I have an open door policy.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna be, and that has to be the way that things are
And not
done.
only that, we're going to do things at nighttime.
Yeah.
Because people fucking work
Thank you.
from 8 to 4.
Thank
So the
you.
library is going to be open till 8 to 10.
Yep.
And the tribal building is going to be open. We might go into work at noon and not get the fuck out of there until after 8 or 9.
You know what? Because in business school, I had to take a human resource management class, right? So in there, it talks about different
I had a good
managements.
joke, but they've already passed it. So
Oh, all right.
the statute of limitation is passed.
But they get, there's new ideas, and young people especially have new ideas of the way we want to work. And that's, maybe we don't open till noon.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we don't open till noon. Or how about everybody who can do their job remotely
Absolutely.
works remotely?
Yeah.
So that we don't have to spend $30 fucking million
Yep.
on the IGA for more office space. You know,
Yes.
like those are, you know,
A building that was too expensive to be a grocery
Yep.
store because of the energy use, which won't change if you have it full of people.
Yep.
So who is lying?
yep.
Sorry.
It's true. No, it's true though. I mean, but and these things, like as we're talking about them,
Yeah.
it seems like common sense. But
Yeah.
how the hell, you know what I mean? How does it get so far?
It's common
past
sense on
them?
the outside.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
get caught up. So that's what we're running into again. And here's another one. Maybe you'll know about tribal court. I had to go to tribal court. And here's what was weird about tribal court. It was the same as white people court, except instead of nameless, faceless white people that I don't know, it was people I do know and I have known for years acting like nameless, faceless white people. It was so fucking surreal. It was fucking, it was Gilbert acting like, I don't know who this guy is. I know who Gilbert Terrence is. He's a public figure. I can say that. So, look at Will freaking out. But yeah, it was so fucking surreal to
I've
be
seen Johnny at White Court.
to be on a Zoom call with with people that I know, whose children stay at my house sometimes, acting as if we're strangers.
Yeah.
So what was the point of having our own court? If it's going to be the same as a white court, except it's our own people acting like robots. What's the fuck? Why did we invest anything in this? We should just have white people do it. At least then they're completely non-biased. They hate us all.
Let
So-
me okay, because I worked at the tribal court
Yeah,
for
that's
5
why I'm
years,
asking you.
and I'll say that. No, I'll just say I'll
And
just
why
say
do
the
we
truth.
have to go to probation all the way out in fucking Malone?
You shouldn't.
Thank you.
I don't know what else to say. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
But
Stop breaking a fucking
What?
law.
well, that's what I mean. It's like how I can't go much more in depth other than to say you shouldn't have to go to Malone. Yeah.
No
Well,
shit.
Stop being a fucking moron.
I've got in trouble before, so.
Those look like comfortable shoes.
Or just don't get caught next time.
Just spelled.
but you can walk
Rone.
all day in shoes like that and not feel a thing.
I'll go. But with the tribal court, so when I started there, PJ Hearn was the judge. He hired me, he trained me, and PJ kept that idea of a separation between the branches of government because that's what it's supposed to be. And he also treated it as because these people coming in, he knows them.
Yeah.
You know, we know them.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be this sterile,
Yeah.
kind of, interaction between the community members. And that wasn't the way I did it. Now, I probably would get in trouble for some of the stuff I did because I probably helped people be on the level where I was supposed to. But in my mind, I'm serving the community. This is a stressful situation they're walking into. This is, you're getting into the area of legalese and all that, and it's hard for people to pick it up when they haven't been trained, right? It is. So I would help people more than I was supposed to. I used to actually, when there were hearings, I would call the people, the parties in the case. I would call them
Yeah.
like a couple times, during the week, remind them that they had a case. Like, why can't we do that?
Right.
There's nothing
Why is
wrong
this a
with
game?
that.
This shouldn't be a game.
It's not a game. And, I know from what I've heard, tribal court has definitely not moved far away from the way that I would, conduct myself in there. And that's sad because I loved the court, I did. And I thought it was a good thing for the community because some people don't want to resolve things, in the longhouse.
Right.
So there are people.
Some people don't want to resolve things. They just want to win.
Exactly. Well, most people just want to win, but that's what I mean. But I do think the court is a good thing for us to have. I just think that it's been kind of twisted into something that's
You mean like everything else?
yeah, it's gone.
The fucking theme here.
It's gone a different way than the way that I was taught and the way that I came up in the court. Like that, it just is, and it's sad. It is. I just can't. I can't stand looking at it like that and see, hear your experience and know that when I was there, it makes me feel good. At least I know that I did things a lot differently than that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very weird. And that's the kind of cultural change. Let's stop just copying what the outside does, but badly. Let's fucking just. What's our view of law? It's making peace and making everybody whole, and restoring families. That's the law. Like that's going to go. It's increasing health and prosperity and across the board.
Yep.
And it's not some kind of commie dictatorship where we all throw our shit into one pot. We all have different skills. We got to drop the ego, man, and just like what are you good at, and finding that thing, and how can this council help instead of being antagonistic with half of the people or more than half the people. Right. And why is there so much resentment? They act paternalistic, and then they're surprised that the people either resent them or ignore them.
It's true.
And that's something, and if, you know, people inside now might not be able to change that, and then that's, sometimes you need new blood. You know, that's, your skills will be equitable. If your skills are good, you can market them elsewhere. You can. If you can't fucking work with people, then don't fucking work here. If you can't serve, if it's just a 9 to 5 or whatever, just fucking do it somewhere else.
Yep.
You don't need to interface with people. We shouldn't have a grumpy person at a place where you go for health care. You know, it should be like nice. Hey, I'm glad you came here. So you're not dying. It shouldn't be like, did you move? Did you? I'll see you in a minute. It's like, what the fuck, bitch? Yeah. Fucking having a heart attack here.
Right? You just bring a hammer with you and just crack her in the fucking head.
Yeah. I know, replace her with a swipe card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it a little easier.
Yeah, that's my point of view on these things.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you know, it seems like we think very similarly on most
Smart
everything.
people.
So
Half-breed power.
yeah.
We won't
About
replace.
a quarter.
We won't
Get
replace
you guys rings, matching rings.
Yeah. No, we got to do the combined thing.
That's a good one.
Two halves make a whole. You know what? My father-in-law, when my wife told him that we were, you know, seeing each other, whatever, she told him he's half, and he goes, "Don't get a half, get a whole." And I was like, "What a rotten old man!" But that one always sticks with me. He thinks it's hilarious. I just like that. No, don't get a half, get a whole. Meanwhile, we've been married almost 20 years.
Right. Made it work.
Yep.
Fuck.
Half can work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. This was a good episode. Folks, you know what to do June 4th, okay?
Don't wait till June 4th. Get your absentee ballot now.
Yes.
That's the easiest way to do it. Why do you want to? You don't want to go down there on a Saturday. Fucking go to the tribal portal or call the clerk. Get your absentee ballot. Do it now. Get it one for your whole family. Vote together for me. And
Well, why the fuck were we there on a Saturday?
I can't really bully over his platform, but you should vote for Isaac White on June 4th.
yeah, vote for one of us.
Yeah.
Vote for Josh. Vote for Isaac.
If you don't vote for me, vote for Josh. And if
Yeah.
you don't vote for Josh, vote for me.
There you go. Yeah.
And if you don't vote for anybody, write in Okie Rips. Fuck.
There you go. Right in Johnny B.
Johnny B still there too, yeah.
Don't you dare write my fucking name. Stupid.
Sugar Bear Sunday.
William.
God, I'm going to write in Sugar Bear Sunday.
We should all write them in.
Do it.
Oh my
I'll
God.
show up
fucking
just to
sugar
do that.
Please do that.
That's
Waste your fucking vote.
I'm gonna read that in a paper.
Just on
3
a
votes
joke.
for Sugar Bear
and,
Sunday.
and we both.
Isaac loses by 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Josh loses by
we
1.
We both lose by 1.
Yeah, because they went to Sugar
They went to Sugar Bear.
Those are the ones that would have counted the most.
Yeah. Well, in local politics, you can make a difference. In national politics, probably not. In local politics, yeah, you can
Yeah.
vote as a block.
Yep.
You know, this always kind of bugged me. The Longhouse could actually vote as a block. They could get together, all 3 now can do this and say like, hey, we're gonna pick this guy. You guys pick this guy. You guys pick this guy, and you can have your whole membership fucking vote as a block. The Amish people vote that way.
Yeah.
By the way, that's why people cater to them because they get together at their church and they figure out who's gonna vote.
There are families in Akwesasne who vote that way.
Absolutely. And I hope those families vote. If you actually want change, one of us will actually do change. I mean, I'm more likely to get in a fist fight in the center, so that should be fun because I know how to do that.
Fuck yeah.
But I know how to do yoga too, and I know you all like it because I'm on there on their health breaks and they fucking dig my yoga. I promise you have 6-pack eventually. I'll let all you ladies see it if you just fucking
Close one eye.
Just hang in there.
yeah, just hang in there. Other than that, yeah, what do we? Absentee voting's the way, right?
I love how he purposely does his yoga where they're going to take breaks. over at that walking trail.
I do.
I just happen to be here.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you guys walk here too?
yeah.
Oh, same time.
Yo, if I had to work in that building, I'd be out there all the time, man. That's where all the people are.
Yeah.
Like that's where all the people are, is on that walking trail. That was a cool. The tribe did something right.
For once.
They put a nice trail there. They kind of ruined it with the building.
I usually talk about how I don't like walking, but
Yeah.
on a nice day like today, I'll bring the baby out in the stroller and I'll
It was a nice day. We fucking
her on
pissed
the
it
track.
away, though.
push her on the
I'm
track.
just kidding.
I'm still going kayaking and planting trees. All right.
And on that note, we
Yeah.
are the motherfucking Aboriginal Outlaws. I'm Wil Bear Sunday.
Johnny B.
I'm Joshua.
And today we had Mr.
Isaac White.
and a...
Okie Rips.
Oh, yeah. We promised to bring it back and let you actually talk next time. Sorry about that.
Be so political
Sorry
next
about
time.
that.
I mean, you could have been asking us the questions. You're actually on camera.
The vision I had
am
in my
too.
head, you know, it was, yeah.
This is our first.
Vision.
This is our first debate. This is our first.
Yeah.
It's a debate where we agree on most things.
Yeah, I know.
Who the fuck do I pick when you both said the same shit?
I know, right?
Stop agreeing with each other.
Yeah. We just yes and.
I know that.
And we'll,
You
we'll
forgot this part, so I'll say this. I'll add that part.
Yeah.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
give-
Isaac forgot this one, so Josh
Yeah.
do that part.
Yeah. What did we miss?
We'll give you
Lots
one.
of stuff.
We'll give you one on the house. All right. Be sure to go check out King Canna.
Yeah,
and
man.
go see Okie Rips
Yes.
in
Come
person.
check us out, guys.
He'll fucking get you lit.
They
all
have
right?
clones. I bought clones from King Canna because they were offering clones, and I bought some clones, and they're
We
great.
still have some.
Buy some clones there. It's a great way if you want to grow your own. It grows great. Even if you don't smoke weed, it is so beautiful growing. Just as a plant.
Absolutely.
Like just as a fucking house plant.
Absolutely.
It's great. Have some. All right.
Okay, on aquí.